ZeroPage Homebrew, your best source for the newest Atari games.
Welcome to ZeroPage Homebrew, your best source for the newest Atari games. Where's the camera?
This is where it's revealed that we don't exist. We're AI this whole time.
We have become AI, and it's just not working. Oh, there we go.
We've actually been AI since day one. We don't exist.
We're way ahead of the curve. Way ahead of the curve. Yeah, today we are going to be discussing the role of AI in retro game programming.
Mm-hmm.
Now, is it the inevitable future? Or is it an ethical nightmare?
Is it both?
And the downfall of programming? Or is it all of these things? We're going to have a little discussion. We're also going to be playing all of the AI programmed games for, so far there's only been for the 2600 and Atari 8-bit. There's a few, and they run the gamut, let's say, of quality. It's subjective. Quality is always subjective, but oops, AI ads. Yep, that's what you're gonna get. Guest cameraman, Quentin Tarantino. Well, it's hot out. Yeah, no socks, thank you. Games we're gonna be playing: Bit War, Realm of Paradoa, Claude Invaders 2, Cosmic Sanitation, Chief, Las Vegas Video Poker, Wolfenstein 3D, AI Sokoban, Another World, Doom 2D, sensitivEGG, Snake Reborn, and Tetris. Some of these are video only, so we'll try and play all of them. Let's give it a go.
Yeah, because I imagine it's not like any of them we're going to be sinking our teeth into for hours. They're probably pretty quick, right?
They are fairly quick. Some of them are a little bit deeper, but we won't be. We'll be cruising through them.
Yeah,
really, we'll be cruising through them. And I'm going to try and keep an open mind today.
Yeah.
See what you guys think about AI programming. See what conclusions we come to as we work through some questions,
some games,
some ethical conundrums, and everything that comes along with AI programming.
And I've got some inside scoop. I work in the tech industry, so I've heard some. So I have some anecdotes and some. I don't have any statements, but but to prepare for the show, I talked to a few people about the subject and wanted to get some of their points of view. I think and I'm approaching it from a game design point of view, but inevitably the people I talk to are more contemporary, you know what I mean, like game design for sort of like now, not so much retro. So I can't really speak too specifically to the retro side of things, but I think a lot of it is
there'll
relevant.
Be crossover. Thank you for subscribing, Carl G. And speaking of that, there are the subscribers down beside Erlen. Newest Twitch subscriber is Carl G. And newest Twitch followers, Mickey Delp. So if you want to keep up with what we're doing here and when we're live, just follow. It's free. You can you'll be alerted to it. Or you can if you're watching on YouTube, make sure you subscribe so you don't miss any shows like this special show.
And it's a bit of a heat wave right now in Vancouver, so I'm like it's
warm.
So I got my cold water today, and
it's good to keep hydrated. I've got some water over here as well.
Things are happening, so.
Some news, kind of relevant, because we're going to be playing 2 games today, and we played a game on the last show, all related to Wolfenstein 3D and Doom. Legendary Doom and Wolfenstein 3D composer Bobby Prince has passed away, unfortunately.
Some of the most badass music that's ever been made for gaming. And define the era of like metal music being in sort of like shooters and like.
It really brought that into it and really set a tone for what intense music was for gaming.
Yeah,
and like Doom, Wolfenstein 3D, and Commander Keen.
Amazing.
As well.
We have a little D&D group, and every once in a while we'll play music along with like things, and every once in a while I'm like, whoa, what's this track? Like, because my friend Ryder, he runs the music, and he goes, Doom. Almost 9 times out of 10, it's Doom. It's some of the best, just like battle music that exists. You know?
Yeah, so good. So I posted about this show coming up, and I got some feedback. But let's define some terms first. What is AI? What does it encompass? So I just went to Wikipedia for a concise, quick explanation of it. Let me turn off that flashing light there.
Because it actually isn't it's not necessarily clear, to be honest. And a lot of people will, when they say AI, you say that, but a lot of people think different things. And there's things in gaming that have been around forever, like procedural generation, or
classical robot AI from 1960s, 50s, early on,
or an NPC has a sort of decisions that they make. There's things that people will almost use like AI before our current AI. People were seen as like, oh well, how smart is the computer when you're fighting them in a shooter, right? Like that is a sort of term, and then there's AI, which is more what we're talking about now.
Yeah, and there is a sliding scale as well. So AI-assisted software development. AI-assisted software development is the use of artificial intelligence to augment software development. It uses large language models, AI agents, and other AI technologies to assist software developers. It helps in a range of tasks of the software development lifecycle, from code generation to debugging, editing, testing, UI design, understanding of the code, and documentation. Agentic coding denotes the use of AI agents for software development. So it mentioned LLMs, which I believe is a lot of what people are using for code generation.
When we talk about AI, it's not really like the how smart is a computer when you're fighting them in a game. It's not.
We're talking about development here and people making games with AI.
And I think Zombie Ball put it well. Generative AI is a good way to distinguish people using large language models as almost in a production capacity.
And what large language models, according to Wikipedia, a large language model is a neural network trained on a vast amount of text for natural language processing tasks, especially language generations. LLMs can typically generate, summarize, translate, and analyze text in many contexts, and are a foundational technology behind modern chatbots. And that's a very general description. Obviously, it goes and scrapes the internet for everything. But in this case, it's going to be ingesting specifically code that is posted on the internet. And the two machines we're going to be looking at are 6502 based machines. So it's going to be looking for 6502 code. And I know or in the case of the Atari 8-bit, it's also getting code for different higher level languages, not just assembly, but basic. Depending on what language you're coding in, and maybe it's coding in C, and then it has to go and get code for C. I know it has a lot of trouble doing Atari 2600 games because that is not strictly a 6502. It is a restricted. It's a 6507. It doesn't have the address lines. And so it's a little bit different, doesn't have all the different commands in it, so people have a lot of trouble making a 2600 assembly games for it, because it gives them garbage. It's like, oh, your program is 6502, here's a bunch of code that doesn't work on the Atari 2600. Yes, not only code, music, graphics, artwork, stories, etc.
That's the hard part, though, because that's very encompassing. So you're like, let's say somebody used AI for just the cover art of their thing,
and that has been going for a while in the community.
Is that AI? Does that mean your game's? You know what I mean? That's the thing that's interesting. It's like,
how far is AI when you say it was made with AI? We'll get into that too.
That's the interesting challenge of this discussion.
Yeah, how far can you go?
And where are you implementing it and how? And
the one that comes up over and over again in the case of development for these systems is Claude, a language model. And Wikipedia says Claude is a series of large language models developed by American software company Anthropic. Claude was released as an AI-based chatbot in March 2023. Is also used in AI-assisted software development. Claude Code is an agentic command line tool released February 2025. This is specifically for code. Claude Code that enables developers to delegate coding tasks directly from their terminal using natural language prompts. Well, initially released for preview testing, it was made generally available in May 2025 alongside Claude 4. Based on enterprise adoption, Anthropic reported a 5.5 increase in Claude Code revenue by July. So it's not free. You do have to pay.
Oh yeah,
to make code because they are running massive server
and
farms.
Claude is, when I had discussions with people, Claude was one of the ones that came up as one of the more common tools for development for code specifically.
Right, and Thrust said AI can generate code for Atari Basic, which would be a lot easier for it because obfuscates the chip and assembly. And it's like, and there's lots of examples of Atari Basic as well. Yeah. You don't have to get into the nitty-gritty of how to exactly draw on the screen. It takes one step away from it. So higher level languages, I think, are probably a lot easier for it.
There's a funny meme I saw online, which was like CEOs when they discover that their Claude bill is more than the 10 people they fired.
Yes.
Because it's not like this is free. That's the other reality. And it's there's something very, in the reviews I've heard of AI assisted, it's random. It feels very like it's not precise. It's not refined. Yes. So you're sort of you have
to babysit it.
You're often getting it to do iteration after iteration. Every
refining.
Yeah, and every time you're doing
kind
that,
of like
it
debugging.
It is $$, $$, right?
Yeah, and I believe it's going up because now they've gone past. This is a life cycle of a company. Yeah. They've gone past the free portion of getting everybody hooked on it, and now the people are kind of dependent on it because they've fired a bunch of people and they're started to put it into their production line, and now the prices are going to raise.
Yeah, and I know a lot of companies have limits on who are allowed to access Claude and the amount of time they're allowed to use it, and caps, and also there needs to be like emails and thresholds sent out to go, hey, this employee is using, they just used $10,000 worth of Claude, right? We need to, what did you do with that? Did that actually add up to something? So I think it is interesting because we think of this stuff as like, because ChatGPT, you can just go and do it, but a lot of the heavier stuff, and now I think more and more of the like magic, so to speak, is being gatekept behind paywalls, and it's not like this stuff is free.
No, and will there be a tipping point where it's like, no, this is definitely not worth what we're trying to achieve with it. So there are some AI considerations that we're not really going to discuss or really take into account while we do this show, and let's just run through them really quickly because there's a huge broader discussion about AI, mostly ethical considerations. AI uses copyrighted work scraped from the internet.
Yeah,
some exceptions may apply. I know there are some opt-in, whether that was buried in something somebody signed and they didn't really realize it. Especially for musicians. Musicians are starting to sell their catalog to AI music, like Suno and stuff like that. Whether or not they know about this or they're cashing in, it's payday time for them. Who knows? But a lot of it is based on people not knowing that what they have written, like Reddit, is being used for these large language models. It's quite a mess.
Yeah, it's just the nature of it. It's basically scouring a massive database of
where do they get
examples of things, and it's also interesting because I would say too that it's copywriting everything. It's stealing from copywritten sources, but also there's a sort of emergent aesthetic that has arrived that feels AI. It's kind of interesting how it yes, they're stealing from people, but there's also something weirdly like you can identify AI aesthetics. It's interesting that it has emerged as a kind of style that we're all much more aware of now.
Or an attitude, because the general population maybe aren't the best people to take things from, and they've had to put like bumpers on the side so the AI doesn't go off on a racist rant.
Hallucinations.
Racist hallucinations and generally just being shitty. The environmental impact on local power and water used by data centers. It's horrific.
That's actually my biggest concern.
Out of control. Yeah, that's a huge concern.
Just personally, that's my biggest issue. Now, there's
impacting locals that don't even want it there. There's one plan for Vancouver, and nobody wants it. Like, who does it benefit? Nobody, except for the people using the AI and the companies running it, mostly the companies running
like
it.
electricity, fresh water. I mean, hopefully we'll figure out a way to minimize that. But I do really wonder in 100 years if we'll look back at this and go, wow, that was a strange use of really, really important resources that the Earth offers. But we'll see. I don't want to get too far into that. It's such a sad side of this whole conversation.
It uses enormous amount of computational resources, causing consumer products to rise sharply in price due to supply issue.
Anybody seen their RAM go up?
Yeah, so it's crazy how much they've bought future products so that there's nothing for us, nothing for the general population, and prices are out of control. And meanwhile, they booked them years ahead. And,
but also weirdly now I've got 2 old computers that I'm looking to strip and sell parts from because I'm like these are worth crazy amounts now. I have a couple useless old computers that actually, like, the computers themselves, I couldn't give them away, but if I get the RAM out of them.
Yeah. Oh, and Zoomy Ball, that is looking on the bright side of things. The positive counters, this hopefully drives extreme efficiency progress. Well, we have to.
Yeah, we'll see.
We'll see about that.
I mean, the other thing is,
or if it all crashes, which I'm thinking it will crash faster than efficiency.
SSD prices is tough. I remember maybe 4 or 5 years ago, SSDs were like very, very affordable, and now mass storage is starting to really become an issue. So I think that for the layman's it's like but also the other thing that's interesting is AI assisted development of this hardware has improved some of it. I know that my understanding is NVIDIA, like, basically their 5000 series, they weren't able to manufacture it without the use of AI to make it. So it's interesting. Video cards and like motherboards and things are getting better because of it, but also the cost of things. So it's like it
is going up like this. Mass loss of jobs due to AI without consideration for retraining or a social safety net.
Yes.
It's like, let's just lay off tens of thousands of people without consideration. Of course, the companies don't care. So whoever, the countries will have to do that. Or who knows who has to do that.
Yeah,
some countries don't care.
Yeah, re-releasing old CPUs using
DDR4. Yeah. They have to go back to that because it's cheaper.
I think I mentioned this, but I bought my computer a bit more before last summer, and I was like, it's the only time my computer has increased in price after I bought it. I happened to buy it at the perfect time, and I'm
we got pretty lucky too with our tech purchases too. We got a Steam Deck and some computers. Bias in results based on collected fallible human data.
This is
huge bias because people are dumb. Humans are really dumb.
I think particularly when you sort of step away from the development side and go into the research side, like using AI as a information source of can we give a research on and it's like it's pulling from a Reddit forum where someone said this that then what I mean, like that when you actually look at where the AI searching of how do I fix this issue, it's random. Sometimes it's good, sometimes it's just a random YouTube video some guy made that it then quickly scanned, and then it's interesting. It's it's especially for research and information. I'd say that's the biggest fallacy there.
Widespread privacy issues with mass collection of authorized and possibly unauthorized data. Yes, who knows where they're getting these databases from? There could be security breaches that it's getting passed into companies. Companies are selling their data and then reselling it, and then there's no longer an agreement with the original person who made that data. It's quite a mess that way. Use of AI for governmental and private distribution of misinformation. There's a massive misuse of AI. for a propaganda on the internet, or whatever that person wants to influence other people through video or text or just mass slop getting out there to drive an agenda, whether it be a company, whether it be a country, whether it be some organization or group, and they can make it false things seem real, even more so because people used to, I don't know how much anymore, believe their eyes and their ears, and you cannot do that anymore. The growing reliance and trust in fallible AI when seeking education and medical information, and you touched on that just a little while ago.
Or anything, right? Like what's like health, diet,
people
exercise.
Going on ChatGPT to look things up, to verify things, and you can't verify it because where it's getting that information is from fallible sources. So you don't look up things with the thing that's already fallible, but people don't know that. They believe, a lot of people believe that the internet is a bunch of truth. It's not. It's just people posting it, and with nefarious purposes behind it sometimes. Security and vulnerability concerns with software created with LLMs. Obviously not games. Nobody cares about games. Maybe there's a security for new systems that you can get a backdoor into it and somehow corrupt it, and it's on the internet, and now your gaming system is now a bot farm or something. But I'm talking about corporations using LLMs to do programming, and they're not reviewing the code. They're just making it go live, and now there's security concerns. Although the other day I saw a story on FFmpeg, or is that it? Where there was like 20-year-old bugs found by LLMs, and it was fixed. And there was a whole bunch of security concerns in FFmpeg. And I was like, oh my God, okay, an actual good use for it. And there's, and putting all that aside, there are very, very, very good uses for AI in the medical field. In analyzing like X-rays and MRIs, and reviewing those things before the doctor sees it, points things out, and then the doctor can review it. Medical research, protein folding, analyzing photos of space. Like, it's able to run through massive, massive amounts of data that humans could never do. So there are actual good uses. Now, how we got to there with, the water and energy resources, is it worth it? I don't know, but there are some good uses for
absolutely. And it is a very useful tool for certain things as well. As I said, like there's a spectrum of points of view from people that I've discussed with, and the people that are more educated and actively use it are a lot more pro AI than I suspected, because it's a valuable tool for certain things. Yeah. It's very valuable for certain things, but it's not valuable. I think the problem is that the perception from the outside is that this is going to just do everything for you, and it's not.
It's funny you say that. The people that use it like it. Well, yeah. There was a headline the other day. Canada's AI minister says AI is great. Like, almost it said that verbatim. It's like, you cannot rely on somebody saying something's great when their job relies on it.
Yeah,
like, for
sure.
It's like, no, this is terrible. Oh, I'm fired. It's like, no, you can't there's a very concise saying, and I always forget what it is, but you can't rely on somebody that's and
it's interesting that like using it for certain tasks versus, say, like, plug in design game for me, enter, like that, you know what I mean? There's that. Those are two very different worlds of like.
Nostalgia brought something up. I have a couple of doctors starting to use AI for transcribing and summarizing appointments. I had that the other day, not with a doctor, but with a vet. We took the cats in, and there was a sign on the wall. I did take a photo of it, but it said, "We are using blah, blah, blah software to summarize your visit for your purpose," and we send it to you after. And while I was waiting, they weren't in the room. I took a picture of it, looked up what it was. It was a... they were recording everything and feeding it into an AI summary through this software. And at the end, they emailed me
The transcript.
not a transcript, but a summary of it.
Yeah.
It was surprisingly good.
Oh, yeah.
And way better than anything that I've had before from a vet, because usually I have to write it down. It's like, oh, do this, do this, do this. We saw this, blah, 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 blah. And I have to write it down, or they give the smallest little summary at the end. But it was very useful.
Yeah, and transcriptions is an area that's so useful to have.
Yep.
Because also, you just can't afford to have a note taker to be at every meeting to then,
Yeah, and it's about cost at that point. Is it cheaper to hire somebody for the hour-long meeting, or per hour is it cheaper to use an AI? And for companies, it's bottom line. They don't really care about all the other stuff unless you have an ethical CEO. Those things don't work together, those words. So let's go to the feedback. We're not going to answer any of this feedback right now because I have it all in these question forms as we go through the games. But 2600 says, let's hope AI won't take off, as it's a kick in the teeth to us developers. We spend months and even years developing games from pure passion. I personally feel by typing in a game idea and clicking go, only for AI to spit the code out, is not passion at all. It's sad and should be called out. Some will say it's a tool, and 7800 Basic, Atari Basic are also tools, but I disagree. Basic is a language, and these tools mostly act as translator, still requiring the developer to hand code in a language they feel more comfortable in. AI just does it all, while somebody barks orders until it produces desired outcome. I'm not a fan at all, and hoping there will be methods to detect AI written code in the future. Chris Ache didn't even want us talking about the subject. He said, there are enough homebrew developers who are using AI. Please stop giving this oxygen. He said, who are not using AI, but that didn't make any sense. Yeah. I think he made a mistake. Please stop giving this oxygen. So he didn't even want us to talk about AI, lest it give people ideas and they go start using it. I don't know if that's the right approach. Just cover our eyes and ears and not call out things.
Yeah. I think it's interesting to talk about it, But also, I tell you this, I wouldn't want to do a podcast that's only on AI. Nor would I want to do a show that we only play AI games. Like, it's good for a show, God. It's good for one thing, but I'm not interested in like the
Carl G. Pretending it doesn't exist doesn't do anyone any favors. Yeah, it's being used. There are games in the Atari Age forums and posted online that are made with AI. We need to address this today before it gets out of hand, and hopefully form an opinion, or have some stances going forward, and have something to say about it when it does pop up. Maybe it's great. Maybe it's the greatest thing. Maybe we'll have an opinion at the end that AI is the way to go. I doubt it, but we'll see. I have to change my mind.
And I do think that there's a huge difference between using AI for specific details versus as an entire thing.
Yeah. Will it be a tool, or will it be the thing that takes over? Or will it just be too costly and not be worth it at all? Jet Set Illy says, if people want to use AI, then there's nothing anyone can do about it. Well, I agree with that. Yeah. It's out there. People can use it. You can't ban it, because you can run it on your own computer. There's downloadable things. You don't have to rely on a company. There's little point in trying to control what other people do. What concerns me about AI development is people attracted to it is the cost. It turns the hobby into a relatively expensive endeavor. Well, that takes care of itself then. You don't have to use it. I worry that it'll create two tiers of hobbyists. So people that can afford it will use it. People that can't afford it
I think also too
won't.
Where that's very meaningful is different countries and currencies, right? Because I'd say that that's the sad reality is just some currencies and people who live in different countries
or countries that don't care about their water or have cheap electricity and don't care about it getting to the residents and it all getting to the companies that are running these server farms out there. Aside from the direct use of AI to create the game, there's an indirect use of AI to create retro-oriented tools. That's probably less of an issue because the tools can at least be reused and shared with other developers. Heck, judging by the comments and asides in the GitHub issues tracker, even Stella is being developed using Claude now. Personally speaking, I've experimented with AI development, and it's definitely not for me. The amount of effort required to get good results is at least as much, if not more, than the effort required to just program the thing directly, to say nothing of the expense. There's maybe, like you were touching on that earlier, it's like, well, okay, let's try it. No, that didn't work. Babysit it, correct.
What often happens is if you, especially for generative things, if it generates something, you ask it to modify that, it typically just generates something quite different that's similar. So you're sort of chasing this, like, your tail around.
It's like, no, try again, no.
I might have mentioned this to you that, like, there was an assignment that we had where someone was doing an AI thing, and they were like, I'm trying to use AI to reverse the video, but it keeps changing it and all this stuff. And I was like, send it to me. Yeah. There's one button you click in Premiere that reverses it. So it's interesting how, like, that's a great example of not using the tool correctly, and also, like, but also
and having knowledge, and be able to do it quicker and cheaper than AI.
And also really seeing this, like, tool as, like, that's a demonstration of the issue of it, is that you ask it to do something like reverse a video, it then generates a new video that changes it. So, and that's how it works. It's very hard to, especially in the generative stuff.
It can't really remember. It doesn't have a great memory. So you tell it anything different, it's going to change things you liked to something that's like, that's not as good.
It sort of makes a new thing, and that randomness of it is, like, as they pointed out, sometimes it's easier just to do the thing. You know?
Zoomball says, aren't retro games enough of a passion project that no profit motive can exist for slop? Well, if it's fast enough, cheap enough, and good enough, they'll make slop. And it won't be called slop anymore. It'll be, this is an awesome game. Here's $30 times X people. And then the next day they make another one. And the next day they make another one. And then developers who are working on games for months are like, well, they don't even look at mine anymore. That's a possibility. I'm not saying that's going to happen. There's some people profiting off of retro gaming. There's people doing very quick hacks on very well established games, changing one graphic in it from Pac-Man to Thing of the Week, whatever, some movie, some TV show, slapping an AI cover on it and charging people $60 for it and saying it's a limited run of 50. And people who are like rabid collectors who have to have everything, all of a sudden they're making $3,000 on every time they do a tiny little hack. Trust. Perfect timing. Let's do this. Should AI games be eligible for the next Homebrew Awards? Oh, why didn't it save the options?
Let's see.
Oh, what the heck?
Not like this.
It didn't remember my... let's just say...
I think we need an AI to help remember the options.
There we go. Anyway. There you go. Should AI games be eligible for the Atari Homebrew Awards? Yes. No. There you go. I had better yeses and nos typed out. I don't know why I didn't save those.
That's okay.
Where did we get to? There may be a use for AI to act as a linter? Not sure that word. General analysis or enforcing a programming style, for example, or as a translator from one language to another, but using it to create new code is a waste of time, in my opinion. It's going to come up. It's not in the rules right now for the Atari Homebrew Awards. AI games, because somebody typed something into a computer and a game came out. That's all that is required at this point. There's no rule saying AI games are not allowed. So something will have to be put in there if they're to be not allowed. Dragon's Brethren said, I thought the way I was planning coding something could be done more efficiently. So I asked Copilot, since it's built into the VS Code now. The solution came up with over many prompts was pretty much the same as I was already planning on doing. I could have just coded it myself in the amount of time it took to generate the code with the AI and clean it up for my use case. So another person saying, it's not worth babysitting AI for the garbage it outputs. Bruce Robert Pocock says, of xird's fame, wrote a compiler called 8-Ball. Bruce Robert Pocock said to me, you can quote me on that somewhat more than half of 8-Ball was LLM generated or LLM assisted. And yeah, it pretty much does all those things.
Where's you? Party time for kittens.
Oh,
cats,
kitten party time.
Cats.
And 8-Ball is a COBOL-derived compiler that Bruce Robert Pocock made. And he's making his new game with it.
Ooh.
So, does that disqualify a game? Because it was programmed not with AI, but with a compiler that uses AI.
I mean, that's the thing of like the AI assisted side of things and what it assisted. The devil's in the details.
That's right. Anybody who used Stella for developing, for troubleshooting, are they disqualified because they used an AI-derived program, somewhat AI? Yeah. Gamma Dev got bored or he's late with the nip. That's right. Poor kittens.
Check it out, guys.
Get their catnip.
Check it out. Check it out. Your drug dealer today, guys.
Catnip time. Come on. Wakey, wakey, wakey. Wakey, wakey, wakey. Oh, so lazy. Oh, attacks me. Next comment, Chris Saniak. Development on vintage consoles requires a very detailed understanding of hardware, programming skill, normally with assembly language, Atari Basic notwithstanding. These represent a high barrier to entry. While modern tools have greatly improved and brought down the barriers to entry, is still a highly skilled, highly specialized thing. AI will not completely replace skill, but it can assist developers in various ways, further lowering the barrier to entry for novice programmers to make progress with their ideas, giving them traction to develop skills that otherwise might have been too difficult for many to get in far into a project idea. So he's kind of
very charitable,
where he's like, well, it gets people going into programming games.
I think
maybe that's a positive.
And assisting developers in various ways. I mean, having an AI assistant versus an AI pilot is two different things.
Yeah. I mean, yeah, I thought it was April Fool's as well, that 8-Ball thing. It's actually real. And that's why you see me, I put a little laugh emoji when he posted it, but it was like actually real.
It was legit.
And to that point, when I was doing research for this show, I ran across a lot of websites being advertised to teach vibe coding, to make games that you don't, and they tout that you don't need any programming skill to make games now. You just type something and a game pops out. It's like, ew.
Yeah, I think that's...
Or is that a good thing? Maybe people have been like waiting to make this awesome cat game, but they just don't have time to program. They don't have time to learn programming. But they really want to have this cat game that they want to play, and nobody's made it. Nobody ever will make it. And without them typing something into AI, it'll never exist. Is that better than it existing but with AI? Or is it better that nobody ever used AI and the game never exists? Don't know. We'll find out. Kelly Kev, this is a very interesting topic. When AI first started becoming readily available, I would test it, and it never produced good code. But recently, I would ask some questions, and it would come back with some decent suggestions, especially for Atari Basic. So, right now, it's the worst it's ever going to be. But he's saying, oh, it's getting better. So, is it going to be making amazing games by the end? Well, we have some games here that are going to surprise you how actually good they are. Cesano says, perhaps one day AI will be able to create some great video games. I'm still developing for the 2600. I'll take up the challenge. I'll take up the challenge. The sad thing will be if we have people claiming to create the game when in fact they've had AI develop it entirely. That's a concern as well. People lying about being programmers. And that's kind of happens in the music world. There are a flood of musicians that are all over the streaming platforms and getting tons and tons of plays, and they're owned by the streaming platforms, generated by them, and pushed by them because it costs them nothing to put them on their platform because they created them. And now all of a sudden they don't have to pay real artists. You know, they slowly infect playlists. Your randomized playlist based on a genre all of a sudden has some AI people slipping into it that aren't musicians. Yeah. Will the same thing happen with games?
We'll see.
Okay, so before we get on to our first discussion point, let's play the first game.
Cool.
And it's on the Atari 2600.
Let's dive in.
It's called Bit War. It's an
War.
8K game. By Brian Jones, Proc, P-R-A-W-K. Is it by Brian Jones or is it by a computer? He says, on May 15, 2026, finally decided to get an AI LLM working well to create assembly-based games for the 2600. The first game, he threatens us with another one, is called Bit War. It really is just an exercise to me to see if I could get everything defined well to actually, let me just switch over this, to make a game using nothing but plain English prompts to have it result in a nice assembly compiled with DSM. DASM. My goal for this one is to make sure it stayed under 4K, well, I guess he failed, and still have 300 bytes free. I wrote no code. When it did something I didn't want, I still used prompts to correct it.
Cool.
It really shows great promise to help a lot of people with great ideas and not much technical experience to make a game real. He said, keep in mind, this is the result of work done during a plane flight.
Like not weeks.
Not weeks. Thomas Yench replied in that thread, is this the very beginning of Atari 2600 AI slop?
Let's find out, dude.
Let's find out.
Let's check it out.
Are we going to enjoy ourselves playing this awesome game, or are we going to say this is total garbage?
Let's find out. Brian, thank you for offering yourself.
Okay. Let me switch over to the video game. There we go. It's going to readjust. It was on PAL. Doesn't like switch. My TV is old.
No worries.
Doesn't like switching between PAL and NTSC.
So this one here?
Yep,
Yeah.
that's the one. Bit
War.
War.
Let's find out. So just, is it the first one?
Atari Test, yes.
Yeah.
So go down one, press the
Okay.
button. Oh, everything's loud.
Okay, Bit War. Nice. Let's find out. So let's do
I think
it.
that's players or levels, but
I don't see an option to select. I'm just going to click and we'll find out what happens. Oh, okay. So we'll just do
so
one.
I guess we can do 2 players.
Oh, so I shoot.
Shoot the dude, get a point. If you collect that, you get a point, or he reduces a point.
Oh,
you
okay,
got
so
2
I
points
just
in.
gotta shoot the guy.
Yep, shoot the dude. Shoot the circle.
Whoa, he instantly killed me. Did you see that?
Oh, was he camping?
He was. OP. I'm gonna steal this thing.
Oh, nice.
Oh, wait. How come?
What?
Wait, how
he got
come?
a point.
I was ahead, so he killed me once and now...
Oh, maybe that's a random. You get a point or they get a point.
I'm confused,
oh,
though.
maybe you have to avoid it.
Oh, I see. I was on the left the first time, and then it generated me on the right.
Yeah, I couldn't be bothered to make it couch compliant. Yep.
Okay. Okay, yeah, see, I started on the left, but the other time I started on the right. Okay, so I got this difficult maze to go through.
Thrust says, I'm not even...
Oh, wait, I went down! I had lost points by collecting my thing.
Yeah, don't collect it. I think it's something you have to avoid.
Wait, but sometimes it gives me... Oh, gave him a point.
Gave him a point.
Sometimes it gave me a point initially.
Did it?
Yeah, so it's like...
Try it again.
Like, see,
oh, it did.
See, it gave me a point.
Oh, it's random. It's a dice rolling thing.
Is it? I don't know. Okay. And I started at the top. Okay, I gave him a point.
Weird.
What the hell?
So,
Okay.
Thrust said, I'm not even sure if this is the first one. Many 2600 game submissions for the awards look suspicious to me. Oh, did you win?
I think I did. Okay, the Bit War. The War of the Bit.
But gameplay style seems to be like, oh shoot, I'm not going to say this is a bad game. This is actually a decent game. It's got a variation of of different screens.
I gave him a point.
It's got a randomization sword.
But
thing
see,
in the
like
middle.
on this level, I start on the right, so it's so confusing.
Oh,
That's
I
why
get
I
it.
was like, "What happened to my points?"
Make
Okay,
sure
got
you
him.
get the right color then.
Okay, and I gave me a point, but
nice.
didn't give him a point. Okay.
Can you point to the playfield block that is yours? Nice.
Okay, so I'm gonna collect this,
an
and I
only-
gave him a point.
An
Okay.
unholy crossbreed between asteroids and combat.
Okay.
You're still kicking his ass.
Yeah. He's-
The movement is interesting of the enemy.
Yeah, I gave him a point. Well,
I don't know if it's worth collecting.
Oh no, I'm gonna lose.
You gotta get back. Get your points back. Nice.
Okay,
One
I'm-
more. I guess it's to 8 points because that. Yep.
Means I won.
So our first question here: will we start seeing a large influx of AI games? I've cataloged 12 games already that we'll be looking at. There have been many others where they're more akin to experiments. I think that's going to rely on whether a couple factors. Whether it can produce decent results. This guy did this on an airplane ride.
It's pretty good, yeah.
It's playable. I think people would play this. It's pretty fun. It doesn't have a lot of depth to it, but that's like I said, it's the worst it's gonna get. It's only gonna get better from here. It's come down to cost as well. Is it gonna get too costly to make games that you won't see any money come back from that game? No. Probably. I don't think anybody's going to buy that game. Maybe they will. I've seen games that are has less depth to them being sold for $1 on
it feels
itch.io.
It feels like random though, you know? Like I'm like collecting this thing. I'm like,
yeah.
Am I getting anything from this or not?
No, they're all saying, we've seen worse games.
It's true.
That is true. Worse games that you have to pay for too. Because there's some people out there who are offering games that you have to pay for.
Yeah.
That they're cranking them out. Whew. Oh boy, they're cranking them out.
Yeah, and I think the other thing too is that like you know, it's similar with music in some ways. Like the problem isn't materials, you know what I mean? There's abundance of materials. How does all these things come together? Like how does game design come together with sound, come together with graphics? Like a human being needs to sort of like take all these pieces and figure out how they fit together. And that's where like, you know, the human designer needs to exist. Like you can't skip design.
Right.
Like you know, like it's like
I've seen people in the forums go, I want to make a game, but I don't know what to make.
Yeah.
And then there's the other side is where I have a list of 50 games I want to make, and I don't have time to make them. And so will AI be helpful for the people saying, I don't have time to make them, but I've got tons of great ideas. And some of these people, I don't know how to program, but I have great ideas. This would be helpful for those people. I'm not saying it's a good thing. I'm just saying it would be helpful for those people. And are we going to see those types of people who have those ideas but no programming skill all of a sudden flood the community with games like this?
And this idea that you're gonna, and there is this, it fits into the fantasy as well, right? He's like, I'm on a plane ride, I just plug some stuff in, I got something. It's like, yeah, you have something, but
by the time I landed, I had a game.
But the hard part is like, how does this now develop beyond this? How do we turn this into a game? You know, how do we turn this into something that has like, you know, you need to go through. There's like everything has an iteration of like this beta testing. You go through, and the problem is that if you haven't cultivated the tools to go in and improve on it iteratively, you're just kind of now generating something different. There's going to be a ceiling that you hit that's like you just can't, you know, you might be able to generate like 50 things, but like the hard part of game design is how do we improve this now? How do we give notes and now you go and implement those notes, you know?
Right. So what is programming? Is it the idea? Is it the execution of the idea? Those people see those as two separate things, and the idea is the important thing, and the coding is just something you have to get past, like Alfred Hitchcock
Yeah.
said about movies. He's like, making the movie, like actually filming it, is the boring part. That's something I just have to get past. The idea is the hard part.
And it's gonna be hard for you though if you're not able to to go in and now make these changes to the code to improve your game, right? Like that's the hard part. Is I think, in my humble opinion, AI might improve, but the ability to go in and make nuanced changes, that's game development. That's programming. That's being like, okay, we got this as a great starting point. Now, how do we improve on this? Maybe I want it to not randomly give me the thing. Now, I want more levels. I want to what if there's a power up that we add? Like these details are like that. That's
let's assume AI can do all that, and then is the execution arbitrary now in the future? Is programming just a thing? It's like, oh, instead of, say, in Photoshop, people keep bringing up Photoshop and tools that assist you to make like movies or graphics or things. Like, oh, I want to make a circle in Photoshop. Well, I could place the dots one by one in a circle, or the program could do it for me. I just tell it how big of a circle I want. Some people view AI like that, where it's just a more advanced tool for programming. Like you could program a circle, and there's tools that say circle, radius 3, or you'd have to know, what is pi? How many significant digits of pi do I have to have? How do I plot a circle in assembly? How do I do that on a 2600? Well, I don't have only have a certain number of pixels. Oh, I'd have to use 2 players because they're X apart. Instead, you say to AI, I want to do a circle. Or if you have Atari Basic and it's got a built-in circle function, is that cheating? So some people see AI as just another step above. It's another high-level language where they are programming in English and a computer is spitting out a game. So I maybe don't agree with them, but I see where they're coming from with that.
Oh, they said did you miss your poll answer?
No, it's still there. It's all no's. It's 100% no. It's right on the screen. You can see it right now. AI could generate sine tables, which would be fine by me. See, so even Thrust has a threshold where AI would be fine. And I thought up of an example of something that Thrust might agree with as well. It's, say it comes up with a more efficient kernel for drawing a 2-line kernel that includes, sound and 2 players and a ball and a missile and a play field as well. And it's like, oh, it saved a cycle and a byte of code. Nope. Thomas says, nope. Would you use that new kernel for drawing on the screen over one that you came up with that doesn't save the byte and doesn't save the clock cycle? Kernel is a piece of art. There you go. So Thomas won't agree with that one. But some people would be like, oh, here's the new best kernel. And it works in all situations. And AI came up with it. It was brilliant. And it uses this weird code that nobody's ever thought of before. And it's the ultimate kernel for drawing. People will use that. You can go back to like experiments during World War II that were highly unethical, but they discovered things by doing these unethical experiments on humans. It's like, should we just ignore that and have to arrive at that on our own, or should we use the discoveries that were done super unethically? Same with testing on animals. It's like we test on animals all the time. Some people agree with that. It's better for humans. Humans are above all. And some people don't agree with that. But there are results of testing on animals for certain products. It's like, should we ignore that those products harm humans and find a different way to test them and not use those products, or things like that? So there's a lot of things to think about.
Well, one of the discussions I had with someone that I thought was interesting is they felt as though the ethical divide is proof of concepts, early conceptions, AI is, you can use it, but for the final product, you need to have now polish that it's a wonderful way to like, oh, I have an idea, I need to sort of like get a storyboard going for it or a thing, and you sort of spit out this early development as a thing, and then you take it to the end, like as an early development tool. And they felt as though that's actually a very good divide, is like the final product can't have anything that is AI oriented, but from like prompt to final. But like, let's say this is like, we're trying to spitball a game like this, you generate something, and now you go, hey, now that we have something to look at, now we're using this as a sort of like early ideation, that then we go in and we clean up the code, we change some things around. But it's an interesting way to sort of like get something quickly to a stage. But I think that's an interesting point, concepts. Right? Yeah, where it's like, oh, and internal proof of concepts, right? It's you're not
selling it.
And a beta test is like, oh, the thing we've developed, now we need this to be tested. But if you and me are like making a game and trying to mess around, going in and using AI to sort of like, oh, I got this idea, now we're talking about it, we're going in. And so that way we're in the driver's seat, but we're using this for like, let's say, storyboarding or like early like art generation, or just times where it's like, rather than like, the argument though is that storyboard artists, 2D artists,
these are not doing it anymore.
These are the people that are being the most screwed. But I think that's an interesting divide of like, when you are releasing something as a final product, especially if, let's say, a client is hiring you to do it, they're hiring you to make it, not this. But in your development process, there might be a place for all of this stuff.
Right. But if you don't have any ethical dilemma with AI, job loss is not a concern, because as technology has developed over time, many jobs have gone by the wayside. Horses for cars, massive automated machinery for handheld tools, and cell drawing for 3D animation. Like, so many things have gone by the wayside, and jobs have disappeared. But new jobs have replaced them.
That's right.
AI is a bit different. In fact, there's just a massive factory, massive data center with no people in it, and one person just doing prompts. And 50,000 people are gone. Okay. We're going to take a look at the next game, which only has a video.
Let's check it out.
So it's very, very short. And it is, let me just read this, Realm of Paradise by XIRD. I even feel dirty saying by, but they did prompt it. He said, hope it's okay to use Claude, because I got bank switching working. Dark Mage engine with Lord of the Rings code. As you can see, at the end it crashes. Text is not aligned, etc., but it compiled and sort of works.
Dude, let's check it out. Let's see.
So, there we go. So this is a text-based game that they made. Logic has crumbled. You must traverse the absurd. I missed one. Find the truth. Escape the void. Solve the paradoxes. The paradoic gap. But the logic has... Okay, it's repeating. So it's a text adventure game where you go through things. There's been a number of text adventures. The gate has opened. Counterexample. It probably doesn't make any logical sense what's happening right now. So there you go. 44 seconds long. Very, very quick. You can't download it. They're probably like, nobody
trying to figure this out.
Nobody wants to play this. Next ethical dilemma or question or thing. Will this result in higher quality games or just more terrible games?
I kind of think this is maybe a controversial take. I kind of think you're not going to see like much difference, to be honest. I think good games will come together from great developers. And I think you're going to discover that, like, you know, John Champeau is going to make a better game than, you know, like, I kind of think that, like, the
good
people...
developers will make better games, and bad developers will just still make bad games.
Yeah, like
it's a tool. You're saying,
and I feel like I remember we had like these great screenings, at film school, and we finally got these like advanced red cameras that we gave to like these like third year students, and we were so because when I started making
these are great cameras, it's going to make a great film.
That's right. When I was like early on, and then there was some truth to it. Like when you're shooting on a DV camera, the difference between a DV camera and like film was massive. All of a sudden, these 4K cameras came out. We unleashed them to third years to make, and one of the like my favorite professors, as he said, I think what we discovered is we didn't get better movies with these better looking cameras.
Better looking movies.
Like it's like some of the it was like these movies weren't better. It was like it was actually kind of all the same. It just kind of looked different now.
It doesn't improve like the composition. Doesn't improve the acting.
It doesn't improve how it all comes together.
It may have looked better, like in the fact of the thing you're seeing on the screen looked better.
And for the talented people, it made possible what was impossible before.
Right.
And that was the real magic of like
light latitude. Of being able to get darker scenes brighter and brighter scenes.
But the thing that's funny is it's like, but those guys who were great filmmakers, their films were awesome on DV cameras.
Yes.
You know, they're still great. And the shitty films were still shitty, you know.
There is a cutoff point of how bad of a camera you could use.
That's right.
And bad of a microphone you could use. But at a certain threshold, it's going to be an auteur with a bad camera is going to destroy a first-year student with the best equipment in the world.
And if I'm a producer and I got to make a retro game, and I'm gonna go and hire someone. I'm gonna find like a VHZC. I'm gonna find like a John Champo. I'm like, I want to hire someone who knows how to do this shit. I don't want to get the kid who could. But I do think you're gonna get a lot more.
But if those people are $50,000, to make your game, and over to the left, you have a person who is $10. And it depends how much money you're making back too.
Depends,
and how good a quality of the game you're getting.
And the other problem is when you start to look at a process, right? You go like, hey, from start to finish, you know, a game development is a process. You know, when we talk to these great developers, I mean, they're all going through like tests and development and bugging and debugging, and it's not like the games made overnight. It's this long journey, and it's like,
that's right.
You know, you know that when you work with a good developer, they're going to give you a wonderful game by the end, because that's what they do. They take you through a process rather than like,
and give you what exactly you
rather
want,
than vomit out some craziness, you know. John's here.
Oh, John. We're talking smack about. No, we're talking awesome things about you. Thrust gave a great answer about what games will games be better or worse. He says on average, much worse, which is true because people who didn't make games before will be making maybe crappy games. What does John say? I'm too set in my ways to you AI. I'm struggling with the same thing at my real job. Plus, for me, the journey is just as important as the destination.
And I think that's spoken like a true developer, right? Like saying,
everybody making games for the 2600 is not making games because they're going to be able to realize the most amazing game, because it's a very limited system.
Well,
they could be making it for a modern PC and a better graphics, better sound, more RAM, better everything.
Well, human persistence, human ingenuity is what gets Zaxxon to exist. You know, you can't just type in like, it's like that.
Make me Zaxxon on the 2600.
Process.
Let's see Claude do that.
Yeah,
right?
that process of going through and like even like John before the show being like, I saw all these bugs that I was in there trying to figure out. I mean, he
fixed bugs while we were playing it.
I mean, that's
insane.
That's development. Like that's like, it's not you know, that's part of the journey.
My vote is no for AI games to be included in the Homebrew Awards unless they have a category for worst AI game.
Yeah, I feel like if we did that, we wouldn't put it on the show. No. We wouldn't put it as an award, but we'd definitely do a show.
I wouldn't spend money on an award to give to them.
That would be fun to.
So we're getting into the Atari 8-bit games now. So the first one is Claude Invaders, and I tried to load this
check it out.
earlier,
Claude
and I don't
Invaders.
think it worked.
Oh no!
Because
I'm hitting it.
Yeah, that's fine.
Dude, this is Claude Invaders is a bold choice of a monochromatic, a single chroma. Oh no, it's changed. Yeah. Never mind.
May have to do emulation because
I think we might have to. Yeah.
I think a lot of these people maybe didn't test it on real equipment.
I mean, that's the challenge.
My subcard's also acting up, which may or may not have anything to do with anything. We'll see.
Best one yet.
Back in there.
Yeah, dude, best one.
There we go. Okay, so we're going to. Why is it blue on this screen and black on? Don't load it again.
Okay, I'm not going to.
I'm going to load it on emulation. That's also a problem. Is conforming to actual systems is different than making it work on emulation. Oh, it's a zip file. That could be it. Oh, they're all zip files. It's my fault.
It's all good. Okay, yeah. Let's check it out.
We'll do emulation.
Claude Invaders. It is. I like that. That is a fun title for.
It is. Claude Invaders. Let's go to.
Only so much time for learning and developing. I know when I was learning Atari Basic, a lot of time was waiting for answers to my questions. People were amazing at answering, but obviously AI would be 100% faster.
Oh, yeah. Okay, here's Claude Invaders. Press start for any game.
I think that something like AI does have a better shot at adapting something that already exists for sure. Mm-hmm. Right? Like there is an advantage in that regard where you sort of showing it like a thing and recreating it. I think like that's an interesting sort of challenge too, is like I don't think you're going to see a lot of AI new games
like whole cloth, nothing ever done like that before.
Right, like that's versus going, hey, can you make Pac-Man and like turn this into a, I think that's where like ports and those sorts of things are. I'm not going to say it's better, but it has a better shot at doing that just by the nature of what it is. Like it's as a piece of technology, it exists to sort of scan something that pre-exists and recreate it.
Yeah, innovation is going to be a challenge when it's going to be on the developer, right?
Yeah.
Oh, I mean, very competent Space Invaders game. It's got all the Space Invaders thing. Of course, LLMs will have very deep knowledge of what Space Invaders is.
And there's also something like Space Invaders has been redone and recreated. Like Doom would be a good example of like how many things of Doom exist. So it's shot at being able to create that. But in a way, it's like it already exists in a way, right? So it's like part of the beauty of these homebrew games is seeing someone like knowing that a human being has gone in and figured out this port and updated it and gone through their ways, right?
Yeah, exactly. They've done the innovation.
This is very well done. Yeah, I mean that's it. But the other thing too is that it's like it doesn't surprise me that AI.
We're on Atari 8-bit now. We're doing 8-bit from now on. There was only two 2600 games. One only had released binary. So. The next game we're going to be taking a look at. Oh, it actually says too good not to share. I spent the last 2 days with Claude running against Sonnet 4.6 model. My goal is to see how much of a Space Invaders type game I could get working with the help from an AI agent. Suffice to say, it is magnificent. This is the result of 1 day of work. I did not write a single line of code. I just told it what to do and iterated over improvements, helped it debug problems. In less than 1 day, I had 800 lines of good MADS assembly code and a working binary. Hard to believe. There you go. Next one is called Cosmic Sanitation Chief by Gimme99.
Cosmic Sanitation Chief.
Oh, yeah, it's an executable this time.
Let's try it. Let's see.
Cosmic Sanitation Chief 403, Gimme99 and Claude. Claude helped a bit. I had a lot of fun with Claude Invaders last month, same developer. And my subscription lasted 19 more days before it runs out, so I thought I would try something original from scratch. Here's the first work-in-progress build. This is a later version. Lots of bugs, lots of ideas. They're not hooked up yet. Maybe silly enough to share a point. essentially a boring point-and-shoot game. But
what?
More from
Wait.
Yeah. Claude implemented some named algorithm for making laser bolts converge on crosshairs. It mostly works. Okay, go for it. Oh, start. Oh, couch compliance. Non-existent.
Oh, wait, so I gotta aim? How do I do this?
Good luck.
Okay, so I shoot them. Oh, wait, no!
Money.
I got some money. I liked what Nostalgia said.
Given that there are disassemblies of old games available, I wonder if the AI agents borrow a lot from those, especially for a simple clone of an existing game.
Yeah.
Well, it needs to get code from somewhere. I was reading a lot in the early days. It was getting it from like NES and other like Commodore 64 and other systems that use 6502 chips, but not 6507, and it was royally messing up. And thinking it could do things when it can't.
Yeah, because it's the devil's in the details.
And not understanding, like I said before, not understanding how the 2600 draws things on screen.
100%.
Because it was working with, tiling and background graphics and things like that.
I just think by the format and medium that AI is, it's gonna have a better shot at like porting something. Yes. it's just.
Oh, you got hit or something.
I don't know what's going on.
But the first game we played was done in assembly, so it can be done. In any event, I wanted to experience the experience of doing something from the ground up as opposed to copying 95% of Space Invaders. So here it is. As usual, I have tested this in about 5 times in Altera, and that's it. So apologies in advance if nothing works.
Hey man, it's working.
And May...
Oh no, wait.
Uh-oh.
I just said it's working.
You jinxed... Oh, it's the end? Oh,
end of shift.
May 21st, he said, my Claude subscription has run out. So even though I keep...
Classic. That's like exactly the issue there.
Yeah, it's like, well, I ran out of money. I keep saying this. I think this is the complete game. For sure, I won't implement any new features. I might just adjust some small game elements by hand, but probably not. So he's not even going to fix anything. He's just like, nah, I run out, so I'm not going to do it
Well, it's tough,
anymore.
right? It's sort of like if your process hasn't included that, it's hard to jump in at the end and do that,
This is more like a 2600 than Atari 8-bit. Yeah, this could be almost... Without the text, this could be done on a 2600.
I also don't understand, like, how I win, or, like, where my points are, or, like...
I don't know.
Or, like...
Well, you've got a time limit, so you're just getting points in a time.
Okay, so I'm just shooting things, and...
So, the next question... Does AI increase the ease of accessibility to make games for the systems we love? Does it allow the average non-programmer to make their dream game?
I think that, like... I think another thing is that, like, the ceiling becomes impenetrable at a certain point. If you haven't built a baseline knowledge of what you're doing, you might get somewhere quicker, but then how do you get beyond that is the challenge, I think.
You have to have a knowledge of the system you're programming for, and therefore have to read about it. Because you won't know the limitations of the system, or even the capabilities, especially in the case of like a Vectrex or a Atari 2600. You have to at least know how it draws on the screen to know whether your idea is possible and how to make it possible.
And then I think you hit a ceiling, right? Like, like I think that like statement is so accurate. It's like
with the John Champeau.
No, what he just said. My Claude ran out, and I might go and do something myself, but probably not.
Probably not.
Right, and I think that's sort of the story of a lot of this stuff. Is like at a certain point you run out of this, and then you're like, well, and if you haven't been developing it from the ground up,
you have no idea.
It's really hard to then how do you take it further? And I think that it'll be more accessible, but as I said, I think that you'll hit this impenetrable ceiling.
Because disassembly of a game is an art form in itself.
Oh my god!
Like taking somebody else's code and trying to understand how the game was made, and that's what you'll have to do with an AI coded game. If you haven't been analyzing it at every single step and building it up block by block. But at that point, you might as well be making it because you understand the code. Coming in afterwards and trying to debug it, and especially add things into it or change the code, it's going to be fairly challenging. Because it's probably going to be sloppy slop code where it's not caring about optimization.
And if you don't know how to identify that, that's not going to really help either, right?
Gamadev says, my Claude ran out as this generation's. I can't afford a non-cracked version of Maya. And then along came Blender. Yeah, the free one. And there will be free versions of these LLMs, and there are already, for your home system. There just isn't a Claude right now for your home system, as far as I know. I don't mess with AI, so I have no idea where things are at in terms of home development.
I would say I use AI for very, very specific tools in my day-to-day work. Like I use a AI audio cleanup tool, which is really good for voice isolation.
Right.
But like, you know,
there were tools for that before AI as well. You would take out certain frequencies, and now this goes in, and I don't know if it recreates the voice based on the patterns that it hears and just kind of redoes the whole thing, or reinforces the voice somehow rather than removing noise. I don't know. Do you know any background on how it actually does it?
No, I mean,
just a button clicker.
Well, it's one of those things where I'll use it to run through and isolate just a vocal track.
Yeah.
And it has a sliding scale to it. But then the thing is I'm not like it's not like I'm not mixing anything else, right? Like I'll clean up a little bit of background noise just to hear the voice, and then I'll go in and add all my other layers of audio for when I'm designing. So it's like it's like a very specific tool.
Right.
Why is nothing getting hit? Good question. AI bug? How do we debug it?
We can't. Oh no, our Claude subscription ran out.
Dude, what do we do?
So it's a game. It's playable. It's fine. It's pretty basic. Like looks like something from the late 70s, early 80s, maybe. So the next game we're going to be taking a look at is Las Vegas Video Poker by Ditto. Go for it.
Let's do it. Oh no, I'm not good at poker.
I think we have to use the keyboard.
Uh-oh, I'm really bad. I actually know I'm not too bad at poker.
Yeah.
What is it? The one 21 or what's the one where you have to get up?
Blackjack. Yeah.
Oh, I suck at blackjack. At least I understand poker. I don't understand blackjack. Famously, I once played blackjack on the show, and one of the comments on the chat was he's making all of the wrong decisions. Because I didn't know how it worked.
All you have to do is do the opposite of your instinct.
Someone was like, "You're screwing up, my guy."
So Ditto says, "Hello, I'd like to introduce a project of mine. Las Vegas Video Poker should run on everything. Instructions attached. Cards hold. Keys are ASDKL. ASDKL. Interesting. Okay. Why would you separate them? Space accepts and deals.
ASDFG would be nice, my guy.
Yeah, that's interesting. The game has been my parking lot project, meaning I worked on it in my car in the parking lot while waiting on my daughter to finish practice. It was built 100% utilizing Claude AI.
Interesting.
I chose this project because AI is already ubiquitous at my job, but nobody admits they're using it. They're secretly using AI at their job? Oh, boy.
Makes sense.
Yeah.
You know, I don't know what his job is, but there's certain things. I mean, again, it's a great example of, like, if you have a very, like demonstrated system that already, like a game that already exists, like poker.
Yes.
What you're doing is you're taking something that has been done. A large language model, it's perfect because there's a million games programming
use poker rules. And that's
right.
all you have to say. Yeah. Nothing is 100% developed by AI. A human was involved in the process.
It's true.
True.
To some degree.
To some degree.
That's the interesting part of the sliding scale.
For now, wait till you say, okay, please make me 100 games of a whole different genres. Make them awesome, make them fun, make them like the AAA titles, and go. And it'll spit out game after game. And all you have to do is send it to some game testers. And the game testers give them ratings. And then you pick out the best ones once a week. And you release them onto Steam. And I still have 15 years until retirement. I wanted to see what AI could do if I leaned on it hard. That in mind, I approached this project academically with a list of goals in mind. It has to be a complete game with splash, features, options, and real variants. All the bells and whistles one would expect from a release-ready product. It had to be in a language I didn't know. Not only do I not know 6502, though I know it better now than I did 2 months ago, it doesn't look like anything I know. Couldn't be a clone of an existing game. Well, it's video poker. Couldn't be, and it had to be fun. I chose video poker because it came out in the 80s as well, and then of course everybody underneath posted every single poker game that came out in the 80s. Which
well, also like poker just being a game. I mean, I don't want to be a dick. But it's like one of the most played games.
Oh God, one, I guess. I don't know. Space to confirm.
Okay.
Oh God. Let's press play. ASDK, L to hold, B to bet. So okay, deal. What do we got here? We've got 2 hearts, we've got 2 clubs, we've got a pair.
It's pretty rough, dude. I'm not gonna lie. It's pretty bad. I'd probably keep the pair and.
Yeah. I'm guessing it's S and that's holding.
Okay.
Or do we get rid of it with that? Every game is different.
It's hard. The UI of these things is what makes or breaks them, to be honest. And
why did they do K and L? They're not in order. Okay, so
let's find out.
B for a space is deal because I need new cards. Well, that sucks. We got a pair. Oh, I didn't even bet. Did I bet? Oh, 2 queens.
Okay, we'll keep that.
Bet. B.
Did we win?
Double or better. Bet. Oh, there's my betting. Okay. Deal. I don't know what happened. Okay. Well, we saw this. It's poker. Here you go.
I have to say, though, you know what? With a game like this, you need, this lives, because it's just poker, it lives or dies by how pleasing the design of the UI is.
Oh,
and how fun it is to sort of,
how intuitive. And that's
where, UI, UX design for, if you're porting, poker, that's
a skill. Somebody has to design the look of it. You can't just say, well, I guess you could show it a picture of a nicely designed card game and say copy that.
But it's also UX. It's like, how are you triggering it? Even as simple as ASD and then KL, right? Like, that's a UX thing. It's weird. It's like
heck?
the experience of trying to do all this stuff. And then is it intuitive where to hold, where to this? Is it intuitive to bet? How's
I
the
would have used
information
1 through 5.
Yeah,
because card 1, card 2, card 3. Anyway.
Yeah, I know. Sorry to critique.
Will AI have an impact on the community wanting to share code for AI scrapers?
Well, definitely.
Or is that even a concern? Is it too late?
I think without a doubt that's something that people would be concerned about, and I would be personally concerned about.
It's like they are going to scrape the internet over and over, specifically looking, say it's for Atari 2600 code in Atari Basic or Assembly or another language. That's all you got,
especially if you've developed it. And that's where, I think the peer-to-peer exchange of, you knew, of going, oh, hey, can we share each other's code? Yeah. But, as a peers, not as something that's released online.
But that's also a detriment to the community if you don't share it freely online. Because,
people
a newbie is going to come in and go, oh, I wish I knew how to code this and look for examples. None to be found publicly, and the people who made them, who said, "Oh, just ask me if you want the code," is moved on, is gone now. That's a net not benefit, it's a negative for everyone. I also think
too, it's interesting how in life people can skip the line, but they can't at the same time. It's like you'll see people be given opportunities that they're not ready for, and it's all and they haven't built a foundation of knowledge to get to a place. And so the problem is maybe it's successful and that's great, but then how do you follow that up, the sophomore, and you see people all the time in as writers or creators and stuff where it's they were given these great opportunities, but they haven't built a foundation. They don't really understand how a movie's made or how a television show's written or how games develop, and they might get to a good result, but how do we recreate that to develop a career?
Yeah, are you going to be valued as a AI prompter?
Right?
Is your code, is your game going to be heralded as you made it? No, they're going to be oh, AI made it, therefore you're disposable.
Yeah.
I can just get Joe Schmo for half the price to make another game because I know the back end AI that developed this, and we'll use the same one.
Yeah, and the skills you develop from working from the ground up, it's very interesting. I used to teach photography to students all the time, and I used to say the problem that you're going to have is that the automatic exposure on your camera is going to be better than your skills right now.
Yes.
But the problem is that you're going to take worse photos for a while, but eventually you're going to understand how this camera works, and you're going to surpass this automatic setting, and that's your journey as an artist. And I think it's similar to this, where it's like you might be able to get something that looks better than what you could create or from the ground up, but like you have to take a step back so that in the trajectory of your career or your development you can surpass. So I feel like it's like it's like there's going to be a hard ceiling and but a floor that's actually higher, and so you have to resist the temptation of jumping on the floor.
There's a thin strip that all these AI coders are going to live in. Yeah, and they're never going to be able to go above that, because you have to take a step back to slowly build up to what that is. Because also, like when you're in the trenches and you need to figure something out the night before, I mean, that's where John Champeau comes in the night before and is able to decode Zaxxon. Like that's where you gotta John. It's like that lifetime of knowledge is in those pressure cooker moments. That's where you get the performance of someone who really knows what they're doing. And to the question I posed, Thomas said, actually, I thought about removing my code from AtariEGG, but then I'm lazy, and it's too late anyway.
Yeah,
and I'm so glad you didn't, because I reference code all the time, including your code that you posted 20 years ago. And it's been very, very helpful in my journey as a very, very slow programmer.
There's also a confidence that you have to have as a...
But I have to understand that code too. I can't just use it.
That's the thing. That on the other side,
I have to learn why that works.
You have to have a confidence as an artist to go, you know what? You can plagiarize me all you want, but you're not going to be able to do my thing. Yes. So maybe we have the same idea and you steal my idea, but you're still not going to be able to do my thing.
No.
So take it.
It's just a cheap imitation of what they've stolen.
Yeah.
It's not an understanding of it. It's not a reforming of it. It's just like, just something you said about there's an aesthetic.
Oh, let's
there's an aesthetic to AI art right now where it's like, it's just pale imitations of like Ghibli movies or this style of artistry, and it's like, well, that's not the person doing it. Nobody values that person copying somebody else's artwork. It turns into a cheap commodity at that point. It's like a knockoff plate you buy at a discount place. There's no value to it. And Tanya talks about this a lot of the time when we bring up AI in discussions, that there's going to be a value attached to the artist behind the making of original things, and the people using AI are disposable. They are valueless. They have nothing that is going to be associated to their name at all. They're just going to be grouped in with this nebulous AI art, nebulous AI game development. So, and I think a lot of these people, like people who cheat in video games, look for fame, look for glory, but as soon as they're found out, their name is mud.
That's right.
And their name is going to be mud right from the beginning if they say they use AI, and even more mud if they don't say they use AI and are found out to be and using AI.
And more of the same, That's the other thing too, is that you'll find there isn't a progression and a development. Yep. It's going to be pretty similar stuff. There is an emergent aesthetic. I see poster design is one that's very common, poster and graphics. I see so much AI poster and graphic design that I can just spot it now perfectly.
And it doesn't stand out.
No, it just feels like because everyone's doing it, there's something about and then even you see a band that does their shitty hand-drawn thing almost now stands out, because you're like, I'd rather your shitty little
it's
drawing.
DIY. It's awesome. It's like,
kind of badass, somebody,
and it does stand out. When I see somebody that actually has made something, I can spot it instant. Humans are great for recognizing things that are unique. Like, look at people recognizing faces and things. they're able to pick out AI very,
yeah.
very quick, unless you're a little bit hard of sight and things like
Yeah,
that, or diminished mental
I
capacity.
think someone in the chat mentioned that Gen Z is going to be able to spot it. Like that's the other thing too is this next generation is like it's going to be so finely tuned to this stuff.
Yeah, and to the point of people developing using AI, it's going to be akin to people making their first games in a language, especially for the 2600. You see it all the time. Like I see every single game that's posted because I catalog them all. A lot of first timers make the same types of games with the same types of looks and the same mistakes that first timers do all the time. They get bouncy walls, they vibrate against the wall, sticky walls. They always do these shooters where it's one thing coming down all the time. Their bullets reset when they press the button. It resets to their character. And it's the same types of games all the time. And the ones that stand out actually put some effort into learning how to manipulate the language so it's not just default, built-in, whatever. And AI is going to feel like that default built-in.
Yeah.
Because you're not having an understanding of how the machines work. Adventure construction sets, shoot 'em up construction set. Yes, they feel like that. And there was a built-in game, I think it was in Atari Basic, very, very early on. Oh, somebody can name the name of it, and it was some little character, and they always made the same game over and over again. And it was a built-in game, and they eventually got rid of this game because people were just making derivations of this built-in game, and there was just a glut of trash for first-timer games, and they had to get rid of it. It's Tinkernut. That's it.
Hey.
Tinkernut. They'll fill developers with dread me saying that. They're Clone Spy to the rescue. Yeah, exactly. Okay, next game that we're going to take a look at. AI Sokoban by Nosty.
I feel like I know Sokoban.
Sokoban has been made and made and remade and remade and remade because the rules are very set out. It's a good game for learning how to do tile-based gaming. So hold back and press the button. Hold to the left, sorry. There you go.
AI Sokoban. Let's check it out. Let's see.
Yeah, Sokoban Code, Gemini 3 Pro,
3.
and Nosty. Put itself second. Good on you, at least. Push boxes into slots.
Oh, yeah.
So you have to get those 3 boxes into those 3 things.
Oh, yeah. We've done
So this was shown at Last Party, January 2026. Total time spent on the game, 5 hours to program it. So you have to be very careful. You don't push them into walls because you can't. Oh, they didn't disable the screensaver.
I'm trying to.
So I'll give you a hint. Go to the top one, left of the top one. Push it over to the right. There you go.
Help.
Yeah.
Help.
Oh,
Help.
you want to see the game?
Something's wrong with the ZPH screen.
There you go. Sorry. So keep pushing it over to the right. And then all the way. Okay. Now, oh yeah, then go around. Then you push it.
Can I go through here?
Oh, for now you can.
Okay, good.
Maybe this is the wrong thing to do, but I don't think so.
Find out. Let's see.
Yeah, and then push it all the way to the left.
Okay, let's do it. Far left. Okay, I'm gonna have to.
You're gonna have to push that one over to. Yeah, I'll let you figure it out. And he included the text file showing the exact instructions given to the LLM to create the game, which is the first time I've seen that. Yeah, I think you have to prep.
I think I screwed it up.
Yeah, that's okay.
'Cause I
Try and
think-
get that one over.
I think that is. Oh no, I messed this one up too.
Your blog. It's Sokoban. We know Sokoban.
Yeah.
It's another implementation of Sokoban. It's all good.
I mean, but another example of this, right, is that like.
It's derivative.
Well, but it is, but also like game design's important. The thing is like I know Sokoban. You launch me into the middle of like a pretty challenging first go. It's nice.
Yeah.
It's nice to have like that's also where like even though it's Sokoban, you can just generate a whole bunch of levels, but also the art of it is like okay, so a progressive challenge increase where you start out with something simple to warm up, and then it gets more and more difficult as the levels progress.
Next. Oh, let's do.
Marilyn bested by an AI, dude. Tell me about it. It will.
Here, this question is why you can load up sensitivEGG. Why did you get into programming? Will AI result in a loss of programmers if AI succeeds to be able to create amazing games?
Wait,
you have to get those stars and avoid the snakes.
Okay, hold on. Whoa, it's pretty.
It's sensitive, isn't it? sensitivEGG.
How do I can't. Okay, I gotta be in line. No, it's hard. What do you ate it? Killed my thing. What the hell? Okay.
I can say I've never played a game like this.
I got
exactly like this. Oh yeah.
Well, he ate my egg. Went on level 4? How did it get to level 4?
I think you ate four eggs.
Oh, okay.
Or you're the egg.
Wait, where's my thing? There's none.
So this was made during the Gravity 8-bit Game Jam.
I'm stuck. There's nothing.
There'll be more.
But
eventually, it needs more AI programming.
Now I'm just evasioning these blocks.
Don't die.
There's nothing to collect.
Well, you are getting points. You got 60 points. 61.
But like, there's nothing to collect.
Huh. Maybe it's game over. Maybe you have to crash. Crash out.
I'm getting money. I'm getting like 64 points. Though. Whoa.
So, why did you get into programming? That's kind of rhetorical. Will AI result in a loss of programmers if AI succeeds and be able to create amazing games? Now, those are connected because I think a lot of developers got into programming because it's about problem solving.
That's the fun.
It's the programming is the fun. It's not necessarily the result of the programming. Yes. You ate it. But part of the fun is having an awesome game. But I ask during interviews over and over, do you still enjoy playing the game? And most of them are like, I'm so sick of this game. So the result is almost never that they're having fun with their game by the end because they played it just to death.
Yeah, it's not yours anymore at a certain point. It's like you're the person solving the problems, but like, no, he ate my egg.
Yeah, so I think a lot of developers are in it for the problem solving, and that journey will not go away with other people making AI games. Now,
I just got hit hard.
Will it feel like a defeat if somebody is cranking out amazing games really, really fast and not going through these problem solvings that you are? They don't have to do it, and yet the same results are happening. Now, not for them, but for the people consuming these games, they're going to be looking at your game, looking at the AI game, and if they are equivalent in fun, or maybe the AI game's even better, they're not going to be playing your game. And part of it is not maybe you enjoying the game, but other people enjoying your game. Probably you have to go over the space where that piece was. Maybe.
Konik.
But
I died.
Konik Gray. I don't know how to pronounce it in Polish. If you design, what difference does it make? If you design it, what difference does it make what tools you use to make it? Do you have to suffer with handmade code for no reason other than to do it?
Great point. I think that is one of the strong points, right? Like if you arrive on something you've designed something and you're the designer.
Yep. Some people are just designers and they hand it off to a programmer. They don't understand programming. They don't program. Then they get back the game. And I do see that on some games where somebody is designated not the developer, but the idea.
Yeah, I think it's more common,
producer.
That there'd be like, two lead developers, and one of them is probably stronger in coding,
yes.
But maybe less of a and the other person is stronger in design, but you need skill points in both. You know what I mean? You're like,
you do.
It's like
because you have to understand the capabilities. Like I said before, you can't just say, do this 3D game on the 2600s. Like, well, there is some 3D you can do, kind of, but you can't do that.
That's
right?
the thing it's
but that's not game coding. Yeah, you're not coding, but maybe that person doesn't want to code, right? I could write TCP stacks by hand, but I don't because there's a library for that. Well, there's also
Yeah, I think
blocks of code that are already done that you don't need to replicate as well because it's been perfected. We're here for fun, not working. Yes. There's always a problem to solve. How can I get Claude to understand what I want before I run out of tokens? That's the new game.
You're playing a different
Race
mini
against
game.
time. It's how to getting a game finished before you run out of tokens.
It's a classic challenge, I'll tell you that.
See, there's an idea for a game is beat Claude.
Yeah, how do you have a certain budget. How do you generate enough prompts? It's a little too close to home for some
Somebody's
people.
got to make that game.
That's great.
But not with AI.
Yeah.
Make it actually program it. Yeah.
Yeah.
Use AI, don't use AI. It's really a personal choice. I mean, in the end, it is.
And to what capacity and to where you're using it is actually critical.
Yes. Let's go to the next game, Snake Reborn. And this was made by the magazine Atariteca. I don't know if there's a person called Atariteca, but I'm sure there's just one person running Atariteca.
Let's find out. Hold on. What is it called again?
It's called I have only a video for this.
Okay.
So that's why we don't see it. So let's go to this. Go to that. Go to that. Snake Reborn. And it looks like pause. Looks like they did it in basic. There we go. The integration of artificial intelligence into a traditional computing has reached a new milestone in the Polish scene. On March 28th, user Tigris 1982 presented an experiment on Atari online forums that has quickly captured the attention of programmers and enthusiasts. Custom implementation of Google's Notebook LM tool powered by manuals, exclusively books, technical and historical documentation for Atari Basic and Turbo Basic. So they fed in all the documentation, nothing outside of the official documents, to make games. And this is a game based on that. Unlike generic models, the assistance has been configured through source healing to accurately understand the syntax, memory limitations, graphical modes of the XLXE family. Indover, the model is available public, any user to interact for free of charge. So you can go online and use their LLM based on these models. In our own tests, we requested a Snake-type game, obtaining a program in Graphics 1 with joystick control, difficulty levels, a scoring system, sound, and a game over screen. These results demonstrate not only the model's ability to generate valid code, but also its capability to integrate multiple subsystems of the Atari environment into a single program. This AI-generated version features joystick controls for smooth gameplay, multiple difficulty levels to test your skill, scores tracking, sound effects, and game over screen. Well, we won't be able to play it because it's just only a video. But we can see it being played. It's Snake! Don't hit yourself! Get the high score!
It's interesting, hey, how when you get into this AI stuff, like, it really does well trying to translate something. I think that is like creating a completely new game that's not derivative of anything.
Yes.
It's going to really struggle to do that, I think, even with improvements to large language models. Just the nature of that medium is it takes everything and kind of combines and mix and matches it, right?
Speaking of which, here's Tetris.
Exactly, like...
This is by W1K, Viktor, Czech. Posted on February 9th in a thread about the advances with AI coding.
I mean, that's another one that, like, how many... there's Tetris on calculators, right? Like,
it's Tetris on everything. Was it a file that couldn't be run? I missed it.
It's possible. I just clicked the thing and it crashed.
Oh.
I'm sorry, I can't be more precise with saying the thing.
I need more info.
We need more.
Well, let's get it back. I may not be able to show this one. That's okay. It's Tetris.
Okay, we'll see.
No, it's crashed. I think this is one that couldn't be run. Hopefully I get my cartridge back. I did clean it this morning. It was dirty.
Poor guy.
There we go. Just go back into the folder, but don't run it. Go to
Cool.
Tetris.
Tetris. That's where I clicked in.
Oh.
And I just.
Okay, hold back and then the left button again. Okay.
Oh,
no.
shit.
No, hold back and then press the left button.
I
There
see.
you go. Okay, it's just a bad directory. That's okay. We'll move on to the next one. Doom 2D.
Ooh, I just referenced how Doom is on everything.
Yeah. And we have actually played this on the show before. Not this specific build. We played it quite an early build.
Ooh, looks like we got our same issue.
Nope. It's loading. It's big. Ooh. It's actually VBXE, so it's using the
oh my god,
upgraded graphics card. Hey, no fighting. Hi, I always wanted to see original Doom on the Atari XE Beautiful title screen. Done by AI, but I was interested in Doom 2D. Yeah, press button.
New game? Let's try
Yeah,
it.
there is no real settings.
Oh, where
Shoot
am
him!
I?
Shoot him!
Whoa.
So I have to press the space bar to open doors.
No.
Unfortunately.
Whoa. Okay, got him. No.
Ready. Oh no! Get in there!
Oh, I want to collect these things. Okay.
Oh, wait. You don't have a yellow key yet. And you have to press that button to open that door up there.
Oh, I see.
Oh, I have to.
This is a cooperative game.
It is. Oh, you got a shotgun now. Okay.
I'm just going. Oh.
Oh, too slow. It's very fast. You have to, like, book it. Ready?
Oh,
Oh,
no.
so close.
Okay.
Oh. Hold to the right and jump. Okay. Yay! Get the yellow key. Hey, that's my seat.
Hey, buddy.
So the next question is, will people playing the games care if a game is made with AI or not? If the end
I just jumped through the wall.
if the end result is good. Now you've got the oh, you did. Oh, you're screwed. Let me open the door. There. Now it's probably better. Oh, don't shoot that too close to it. Shoot it. There you go.
Okay. No.
End of level.
Hell yeah.
I don't think people will care whether a game is made with AI or not. Many people, most people,
Some people might not even know. That's like, how would you know?
they if it's not like put up front, made with AI, I don't think people will care. A lot of people don't care about, maybe a movie was made with AI in certain parts.
It's like, is it good?
Yeah, is the end result good is all they care about. And a lot of people don't think about the ethics behind it as well. Loss of jobs, all the things we talked about at the top of the show. They're just like, it's entertainment for me. They think about the person first, themselves first, and their pleasure.
That's
and
right.
entertainment is part of pleasure, so they're like, yeah, is this something I care about? Press button, more levels.
Whoa.
And they'll be looking at this going, oh, cool, Doom in 2D? That's pretty cool.
The lack of couch compliance
It's frustrating.
is, I gotta say, completely bricks this game, which isn't. No. Give me the armor.
Shotgun.
What's this? Is this.
Just decoration.
Somebody's dead.
Ah.
Whoa, that was satisfying.
Oh,
Oh,
jump.
God.
I don't think you're going to kill him with that pea shooter. I think I'm going to have to switch to there. There you go.
Got him. Okay. This is some health.
Oh, my God.
Whoa! The hell
What
is that?
the heck? Oh, it's a head. It's one of the flying heads.
Okay, we got it. Is that thing?
I don't know what that thing is.
Okay. Let's go up here. The Raiders have killed it.
Yay! Okay. I mean, it's kind of a cool game. It's platformer Doom. People are going to download
pretty
this
sick.
game and think it's awesome. Same with ARM games. It goes over their head. They don't care what's in the cartridge.
Yeah.
They don't care how the cartridge was made. Whether it was made with, blood squeezed from children. They're like, is it a fun game?
Does it work?
Does it work? Is it fun? Does it sound good? Does it look good? All those things. Is this gonna? Oh, there we go. Will people start hiding the fact that games were made with AI, especially if there's a backlash to it?
I mean,
will they admit to?
Well, that's where the line it's difficult, right? Because it's like, to what degree and where and how did they use it?
Happens to be on the list today, so I'm sure it got bashed. No, it was a fun game. Bit War. Is that the one you made? Profical? I think he said he made a Atari 2600 game.
Oh yeah, which one did you make?
Yeah, we did the 2600s off the top. There was only two.
Dude,
that was my experiment.
Yeah, Bit War was cool.
Yeah, it was really cool. Yeah. AI aside, we're kind of.
I have to say, what I liked about Bit War is that we've been talking a lot about how, like, you take something like poker or Tetris, and it's like adapting it. But Bit War, I've never seen that before. It's interesting to sort of see something that's like completely...
It's like Combat, the first ever game on the 2600.
Okay, there we go.
Yeah, there's a lot of games like it.
But I mean, it's not like a complete carbon copy of. That's what I mean. It's not like you're taking like
wasn't whole cloth.
literally poker and being like, here's.
Yes, it was. There was some thought behind it. And it's great to have a developer in here that makes AI games or has made an AI game. Pretty much the only 2600 AI game that's ever been released that I could find, that I've cataloged. The concept was to keep it at 4K and early released simple type games, a few more ideas, see if I can make it with no coding. The one I downloaded was 8K, so maybe there is something weird going on there. Will people start hiding the fact that the games were made with AI? Yes. I think if there's a backlash, yes. But I think if they used a small portion of AI, yes.
Yeah, and like I said too, like rapid prototyping, certain kinds of details. I mean, it might be an interesting point to discuss some of the stuff that I was talking to people about. I mean, some of the areas where AI is really useful for, especially in 3D, is one of the things that's really hard is you have to buy 3D models of things that have been pre-made, and customizing those models and working with those pre-bought models can be somewhat limited. And one of the things that's amazing that AI is starting to be able to do is to take like a 2D photo and then translate it into a rough 3D model that then you go and adapt. So it's able to like, and then rigging is it's a fundamental job of 3D where you basically build the exoskeleton of something to define. And so that's a rigger is a job that's really threatened right now because AI is able to make good guesses as to rigging. And so you're taking something like and for a character, for example, rigging would be essential. And so being able to do something like, here's a photo of the skeleton of a creature, here's the photo of this creature, can you rig it? And so that would accelerate somebody's time. You would need someone to always go through and make sure that's the case. But working with 3D assets, that's one of the areas where AI has been massive, is in translating 2D to 3D, taking 3D models and also extrapolating and expanding areas, going, hey, here's a forest, can we expand this outwards? Things like the arrangements of like trees and bushes and environments, take a photo
make
of
it more natural. Even translate an actual photo.
And go, hey, here's a photo of a forest, can you approximate this? So
that translates to games too, because like here, make my world feel natural. Here's the ice area, here's the forest area, here's pictures of real places.
And so rather than like having someone place all of the objects, it can make an approximation, and that's an interesting pace where it's like terrain, that line between prototyping and real stuff in those areas of like, and especially finding like historical buildings or different environments. So that's an interesting thing where it's like
that's closer to a tool.
And that's
than something that's like completely taking away every creative choice.
And it's like, and so what you're doing is you have your building blocks you're working with as a developer and as a programmer. So you're using AI to help you get those building blocks faster, rig them roughly, and then you can go in and do more of the minutia and populate an area or a world much quicker.
Or just refine it afterwards. Yeah, especially if it's available in an editable format.
Yeah, and then texturing and lighting as well. Just all of those areas are a lot quicker now because of AI, and that's where the 3D contemporary developers are. I
can see texturing being very helpful because my friend worked in texturing in video games, and he had to like take physical photos of things, but they would only be at a certain resolution, and AI can refine that and make it any resolution they want and alter it quickly without having to go to real world examples. But there's a back end problem with those, of course. Is like, where did they get these examples of these textures? Did they just take them from Getty Images and remove the watermark? And take away a photographer's job? It's like, where are these base examples going to come from in the future? If nobody can ever make money from photos or doing the things that the data models are coming from.
Yeah, and especially for people who are making contemporary 3D games, that back-end work that could take months and months and months, you could rapidly build an area that could approximate what the environment would be, and then you're sort of building the building blocks, placing things around, building a town or a city that you can explore in, but you're using AI to help you rig, help you add texture, help you place foliage, and then quickly you're able to start to build an environment people can explore in. So it's like, is that made by AI? You know, they've definitely helped you with a few of these key steps that in the past would have been traditional labor. It's bad for riggers. It's bad for texture artists. It's bad for that's
they're gone.
That's where these guys are really concerned.
Especially riggers. They're gone.
But also not. But when I talk to people about this, they're like, there's no world where we're not going in and touching this up. Like, this isn't something where you're like, it's not replacing this. It's just getting us to a final
for now.
But in the end, it's like, and then also when you're building that environment, you have to kind of assemble it. You're the one who's so you're getting your building blocks, your pieces to then go in and populate, which is kind of which I thought was an interesting take. And these were the guys who were very pro AI, where they're like, this has made my job way faster, and I'm able to like get a prototype up and running way quicker. And also the excitement of like, I can go out and take a photo of a building and then translate this into a 3D environment. That's approximate, kind of sucks, and then I go in and do my work. So it's like it advances those early stages that are a nightmare in games, specifically game development.
Yeah, it's funny. Yeah. It's kind of pushing me more away from anti-AI. It's like I'm seeing some things that are tools now. That are... because before I'm like, I'm shaking my fist at the clouds. I'm an old guy. But now it's like, is this progress? Are we just? It's inevitable. We're moving towards it. They are tools. People will have to retrain. They will have to stop going to school for these jobs that are going to be eliminated because they literally just are. They can't be held on to. They are 100% going to be gone by the time they graduate school, because these things are moving fast. It's months, not decades. It's not even years. It's months. Next game is Wolfenstein 3D.
Yo, Wolfenstein. Okay, let's check it out. Classic. Okay, let's do it. New game. Episode 1. Let's try it out.
It's the full game.
Can I play?
It's a hard game. Go to Can I Play Daddy. I think people have complained that it's way too hard. Oh, damn it! They're gonna reset it. Nobody saw any of that.
No, sorry guys.
Okay, go for it. Go for it. Yeah, we all don't want to spend weeks or months in code. That's why we don't want to write in low-level languages much anymore.
Okay, let's give this a shot. I'm ready for it, dude. I'm ready for it. Give it to me.
Ready to shoot some Nazis?
Maybe some guilt-free. Whoa. Whoa.
Unfortunately,
How do I
this is
open?
also...
No!
I have to help you out.
The doors! Oh my god, there's too many doors.
Too much choice.
Okay, hold on, I'm just gonna...
Pick
I'm
a
gonna
door,
try...
any door.
I'm trying to explore without
Door
the
one,
door.
door two,
What's
door
this?
three.
Whoa!
Oh, somebody's getting shot.
Whoa!
Oh, turn around. Oh, there
Oh,
he is.
there he is. No!
Oh, he's so flat.
Damn you, fascism!
Down with fascism. Get the food. You're very low.
Is that food?
Yeah, it's some flat food.
We're
There you
here to fight. We're here to fight fascism. Okay. Is this like a jail cell we
Yeah,
can't
you
get
can't.
out of? Okay. So we got some jail cells over here. Let's open
Go
some
cut it,
doors, dude. Let's go. I feel like this door is the door.
That's the door you came from.
Oh, is it?
100%, I think. Yeah.
I thought I came out of this door.
Oh, did you?
I think that yeah, this door is open. So let's
Sure.
try this out. Okay.
Nope. That's the one you came from.
Is it?
Yeah, that's the elevator.
No.
Fire drop.
Okay, we're gonna try this door. What's that?
Skeleton on the floor. I know it's a bit rough. in this graphics
Somebody's seen. Okay, let's try this door.
mode. Oh. Food.
Ooh, yum,
Nom, nom,
chicken.
nom.
Give me the
Floor
chicken.
chicken.
It's gonna be delicious. Okay, let's try this door. Let's see what's
It's
going.
freshly made.
Let's see what's going on in this door. Ooh, more chicken.
Freshly made floor
Yum.
chicken.
Okay. Let's try this door. Okay, that's a cell.
Oh, no. you didn't
I
see
feel
it.
like this is the way. Am I crazy?
Oh, maybe.
Let's try it out. Let's see what's here. Blah, blah, blah.
Oh, maybe you're right. Ah.
Whoa, no! Looks like it's a person, right?
Yes, this is Wolfenstein 3D on the Atari 8-bit.
Oh my god, are these all people?
No, those are bushes.
Those are bushes.
I know it's low
Oh my
res.
god, I'm so like some
That's
boots.
ammo.
I'll take some. Where someone's shooting?
If it
Where
was-
is he?
No, I think you just picked up the ammo.
Okay. Oh my god, I'm dizzy. Oh,
Shoot those pixels!
whoa.
Nice. So this would be equivalent of everything done in playfield in the 2600. Shoot
Whoa.
those dogs. They're very bad Nazi dogs.
That is the kind of sad part, man. It's like
No, they're bad Nazi dogs.
bad dogs.
Eat that dog food. Oh, that's not dog food. There's some dog food. Yum, 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 yum.
Yum, okay.
Okay, we're going to move on to the last game.
Okay.
But not before I ask this question. What should be done moving forward for labeling AI-made content? Maybe we should label things 100% human-made instead. Depends on the balance, really.
Yeah, man.
How much is too much AI assistance before labeling? Graphics, labels, manuals? Should AI games be allowed in the awards? Well, we already took that poll, and people said no, and I agree.
I think, yeah.
It is a different class of software.
I also think, like, when...
You are not coding. We're awarding coding.
I also think where we're, like, you know, in these 3D, like, Unreal, Unity environments, which has just so much that goes into just making, like, something that, like, feels real at all.
Yeah.
You know, when I'm describing these examples of using AI to assist in, like, rigging and these sort of things of, like, you know, translating 3D models and whatnot, it's such a different thing than in the retro world where, like, it's so the coding and the game itself are so much closer to each other. You know, you're working in this place. It's really hard to imagine a world where retro coding for retro games being assisted by AI is acceptable.
Yeah.
You know, because you're just like, I can see these other examples of, like, using it for specific things. There's got to be some areas where the other thing that, like, someone else brought up is they said that they use their AI chatbot to get their opinion on things. So they'll do a code,
Right.
they'll show it to the AI and ask them a specific question. Can
Right.
you simplify this? What do you think of this logic? And so they are sort of using that as a
It's different levels
as
of it, right?
as an assist, where they're really going, I've done this work, now challenge me on this. Tell me what you think. Give me a critique. and they said that they use it more in that capacity, which so it's like having a colleague that they can spit ideas off of, or in ideation of being like, oh, give me 4 ideas of how I could make a 2D shooter, and then it's like, okay, well, what are 5 examples of power-ups in games that could be good, and then in the end you're sort of curating, but you're using it as an idea generation where you're it's not actually contributing to the production of your thing, but you're almost
in a minor way.
You're sort of spitballing as like, oh hey, like
brainstorming with AI.
And then that's an interesting, there's a lot of.
So is that made by AI? A little bit.
Yeah,
but the majority, no.
Yeah, you're kind of like you're using it more as an assistant to.
Now, Proc FL. He differentiates something like Wolfenstein 3D from the thing that he made. Wolfenstein 3D is taking, like you said before, taking somebody else's game completely.
And kind of
says, I see making AI Doom as being kind of the fodder that brings the AI hate. It's basically taking existing work and adapting it to something else. And even if you write it yourself, it's still derivative of someone else's work. Well, you could say that of ports. So, and ports aren't shunned. Ports are actually celebrated highly. So I don't know. I mean, yes, it's derivative, like 100% derivative.
I think what
you're not programming it, and you didn't come up with the idea either.
I also think porting is a very like
It's pretty much make Doom on the Atari 8-bit. That's it.
And I think the port has a magic to it in that like humans have gone through and taken like an arcade game that like couldn't have existed, and like how do we creatively solve everything to get into this pace
themselves to do it.
And then we get those developers on chat and they're talking about like the challenges they had, the different kinds of things.
It'll be quite hard to come up with a broadly accepted definition of AI for the awards. I was just thinking that too, and going through things,
right?
Going through that list of how much AI is too much AI.
Yeah, like
you said, the getting brainstorming. Are they going to even admit to that? Probably not. And do they need to? Probably not.
Generating sounds that you then take in and implement. It's just interesting to think of those lines, right? And that's where, like, I think when you dive into it, I think there's such a difference between people using it for a very specific purpose and then applying that to their thing, rather than plugging in a prompt and then pops out a thing. That is such a different world than like, how do I
the whole thing.
AI. And how do I like use good examples of where AI is wonderful in my work is slow motion. It's great at interpreting frames and creating. It can't transform something, but if you have something that's say like shot at 60 frames per second, you're slowing it down, you want it to be even slower, it can interpret frames and actually transform something to be a bit slower motion.
And before it used math to do that.
Yeah.
And now it's like going that frame. I know what that is. I know the speed of the movement. I know the transformation of, say, a leg swinging. And what that leg would be like in between those two spots that it's swinging forward.
Yeah, so you're
using AI to do that.
You're taking content that has been produced originally and you're modifying it for a slightly specific purpose. That's interesting. Like that's what's the also AI compositing has been pretty amazing. Like being able to cut out custom shapes to then have them. So where it makes a huge application is color correcting, where you're like masking someone's face and you can have them do a quick cutout of the face and then track it over time, and then you can apply darkening, brightening, and those kinds of effects. So that's very niche. I find that's where I really get excited about AI's application in these being able to do something that we couldn't do before. But like the idea of like plugging into AI, make this look good. It's like, it's great to mask out a thing. Then you're like darkening or brightening. That's where like I'm like, thank God we're using it for these things. But like,
there's a line between tool and doing your job for you.
Yes, and the other
when it goes to doing your job for you, you're not even needed anymore.
Yeah, and I also think
it's a computer doing it. So.
I also think too, something I talk about at work is I like AI tools that are plugins to existing hardware that I use or existing software. Right, like an AI plugin to DaVinci Resolve is useful because then I'm working in my state, but then for a specific niche, I'm able to pull on this. That versus like people will be like, oh, can you just do a thing to type it into ChatGPT? I'm like, well, actually, no. Like that's not really. Then you're just kind of dumping something out. Like it's nice to have a tool that's added to something, like, and that's where like with Unreal and Unity and these kinds of places.
But is it creeping scope? Is it going to be like more and more accepted as the tools get more and more helpful? Like somebody mentioned, they mentioned at the top of the show as well, Tron was not eligible for an award in the Oscars when it came out in 1983 or 82. Because it was cheating, because it was using a computer instead of hand-drawn animation cells or somebody using a model for things. And now it's widely accepted that computer graphics are allowed in, and it's actual skill. Is that the same thing as a large language model?
That's the thing.
And you typing English as you being the developer of this game because you typed what you want in English and it spit out a game at the end. That's what we're grappling with at this moment. It's all very new. It's such a rapid development that's happened.
And like I think for a very niche, minute thing like compositing, rigging, texturing, like layouts of things, they're really, really cool.
AI is not the new CGI, but comparisons can be made.
Yeah, well, I think AI can be integrated into a production workflow really nicely. The idea of taking AI and it becoming the production, that's the fear, but also I think that's the sort of like, that's the thing that is less exciting, you know?
Yeah, but there's, like, if you look on social media, almost all the ads are AI now. Because they don't want to spend any money on it, or as little as possible. So I think the saturation, people are going to be very, very used to it very quickly. Of everything being, I don't see a lot of commercials, but on social media, unfortunately, I do see some. So I don't really have a grasp on how much AI is in everything. I don't know. You don't see very many commercials either, I don't think.
Not as much. I see a lot of 2D stuff, right? Like I see a lot of like less video, but more like Facebook's the worst, to be honest.
Yeah.
I find Facebook to be the biggest, where you scroll through and the images they'll show.
Garbage dump.
Yeah, and tail hit.
Sir. Okay, let's move on to the last one. I saved the most impressive one for last.
Ooh, is this another world?
Yes,
Okay.
and a lot of people are going to be very familiar with this game. It was groundbreaking when it came out, and it's truly, truly impressive. Don't press anything.
Okay.
So this is a 1 meg game, and it's at least the parts that they've done. This isn't. I don't know how this was generated. I don't know enough about Another World.
It's treat time. Yum, yum,
Oh.
yum, yum.
It's treat time. We're gonna do treat time right after we show this. Yes, this is only playable with the Rapidus upgrade. Oh, well, I don't have Rapidus in this, and it plays just fine. I have sub AVG cart. I have a 1 meg upgrade. I have VBXE, which it doesn't use, I don't think. Or actually, I think maybe it does use VBXE. Can't remember. Don't have notes for that in front of me. But it plays just fine. It says it needs the Rapidus upgrade. Fine is doing heavy lifting here. I mean, it plays at full speed. Right? This is the speed it's supposed to play at, right?
You'd love to see the prompts for this one.
Oh, it still works, just runs a lot slower in parts. Okay. Oh, you want to grab that before it goes on the floor? I'll take it. Okay, press a button. Let's get into the game.
sir.
I blame cats.
See a Lynx version.
See a Lynx. Lynx is pretty powerful. Dark maze. Yeah, we're in the dark maze. It was working before. I got into the part where you could actually play it. Well, let's reload it. We can always skip that first part quickly. No, not a ROM test. It's fine. Okay, try it again.
Another world. Let's do it. Let's do it.
Let's do it.
Should I hit the?
As soon as you see something kind of start on the screen, give it like a second. Yep.
I like that kind of cinematic intro.
Damn it! It was working. It was working. You could like swim up. Oh, there we go. Press up. Wait for it. Okay, press up. And press the button. There you go. Here, I'll play.
Oh yeah, you
Just
do
in
it
case.
because I just don't.
I don't know how to play this, but I know how to not die immediately.
How to navigate.
Oh, cat! I can't read. Can you pick him up? Push him to the side.
Because I gotta run. Thanks for giving a whole concept of AI some airtime. Thanks for the open minds and the chit chat. In here, excuse me.
You're welcome. Oh, can you get me? No, you didn't get me.
Tari's just staring, just
Ah!
like
Oh, of course. He's
longfully towards the treats.
Of course.
You've been cut.
Ugh.
Oh, you're dead.
Those slimy worms killed me. Oh, I can continue. From where? Probably where I got up out of the water.
Jumping looks like the Prince of Persia.
It's very Prince of Persia, which I'm terrible at. Terrible. So you have to. It's slow, but you also have to time it, and like the response from the joystick, because it's so cinematic, is like quite delayed.
Whoa, there's some creatures.
Some bad beasts up there.
Madness. Ooh, good
It's
jump.
a bit more responsive than Prince of Persia, though. Ooh, baddies. Like there's like I can jump the first one, but this one.
So is this a game that already exists?
Ah, there's more coming. Oh God, so hard. Yeah, it's a game that already exists on other platforms,
But
and
not-
somebody has. Let's see if I have notes on it. Pretty sure I have lots of notes on it. 2 months ago, I tried to make an intro for Another World, and I had a feeling it wouldn't work. I didn't even think a standalone playable game. It was impossible for me. Results were very slow. 7.6. I started making the intro again using Python, and with the help of AI, I managed to make a watchable intro and the game itself. The game is still slow in dense passages, but my goal is to optimize it for full playability. Of course, a flawless experience will be possible using the Rapidus accelerator. Without Rapidus, the first weather scene is very slow. Next scenes are relatively playable, but I'm just starting. Tons of improvements will still come. When you use Rapidus accelerator, game switches to better details. In the games, you can change locations by pressing C. Well, let's do that, because we've seen that. Oh, never mind. We need a code.
No!
You can't just change locations. Well, pick a random code. Yes, controls in this game are very much like Prince of Persia, plus also rotoscope characters, both amazing games. Ah, big old fail. Okay, well, we did that. So, that is the last game. Obviously, massively impressive for telling AI to just translate that level of game over to an Atari 8-bit, especially using extra memory and video cards and our Rapidus thing as well. I bet it's stolen from there. Press fire and move. The original game was also extremely difficult. Yeah, very difficult. So let's feed the cats.
Let's feed the cats.
And what did they pick? They picked Treat Bell. Okay, let's start up the bedding. Ready, cats? Well, not yet, but we will be ready. Pop-ups. Okay, thank you to Thrust for starting up the Treat Bell. And there we go. Betting has started, so click Predict at the top. And you can bet on the kitty cats, Atari and Sid. It's very hot here. They're very slow. Mm-hmm. But we've got some bells here.
Got the bells and whistles.
And we've got the treats that Sid likes. And so the cats have to ring the bell up to 10 times. Like that.
Atari's ready to go.
Atari is ready. You can bet on Atari. You can bet on Sid. Now you bet on how much they'll win by. So if Atari wins by 1 or 2, if you think Atari was going to win by 1 or 2, you can bet like some people have already done. Or if you think Sid is going to win by 1 or 2, you can bet like some people already have as well. Now, if you want to think they're going to win by a lot, 3 or 4, you can pick those.
Yeah.
On the outside, but it happens.
Any cat plus 5 that's got to be really.
That's tough.
I mean, you're gambling on like one of the cats just leaving the room,
almost,
which has happened.
Just giving up. Yeah, it has happened, and 5 plus has happened somewhat recently too. Before the break, I think it happened. But it's super. Oh, somebody's put one penny on it, which is
worth it.
Totally worth it. If you do that all the time, and it finally pays out, oh, you're swimming in it. Oh, we've got our bets covered. 30 seconds left. So Atari is in the gray trunks. Sid is in the black and white trunks. And we'll do a summary of AI at the end.
Yes.
And
and then we won't talk about it for months.
We'll never talk about it again.
No, we'll bring it up, but I mean, like, this.
We'll talk about it here and there, but not like a big discussion.
Yeah, it's cool to do a thing to it, but yeah, as I said, I have no interest in doing like a weekly podcast about AI.
No, not really. I'm sure there's enough already out there. Mm-hmm. Not specifically on retro gaming, but
no.
Yeah. Okay, submissions are closed.
I think we've learned something here today. ... That's right.
I think we've all learned a little lesson here today.
That's right.
Okay, kitties, are you ready? Are you hungry for victory? Here we go. And back in your corners and go. No, you got to ring the bell first. Nope. There you go. Atari's on the board. Sid is on the board. 1 each. That's a good start. They're neck and neck. Atari's back at the bell. That did work. He kind of rang it without pressing it, but it did work. There we go. Good kitties. 2-2. Very tied up. Oh. Sid pulls ahead. 3-2. Atari's very close behind. 3-3.
This is a tight round.
They've been really tight races recently. Oh, but it's Atari been in the lead most of the time. That's Sid with 4. No, that is not.
It's not the bell.
That's not the bell. We'll take it away so there's no more confusion. And Sid is ahead by 2 now. It is. Oh, there we go. Atari close behind. Atari's at 5-4. He's halfway there. 6-4. He's ahead by 2, which means he could win by 2. Because he is on the bell first. Now he's not ahead by 3. Now he is ahead by 3.
God.
Whoa, this could take us into the next level up. That's Atari with 6 points. Sid struggling with his third lead. It is game point now. Atari gets 7. Will Sid win by 3? He does!
Oh
it's
my god!
over.
Okay.
Wow, that's a huge difference from the past couple weeks, actually. It's always been Atari winning.
Give me a quick
wash your hands. And we'll see who won the money. I think only one person bet in Sid 3 and 4. That was a smart bet. Very outside based on what's been happening. Sid 3 and 4, and the winner is Thomas. Thrust 26, a nostalgic 26.
It's Ireland Day.
Oh, it is Ireland Day. They know, they know.
If you know, you know.
That's right. They remember. Oh, the cats are out of the frame. There you go. Phew, congratulations on that. Let's go to the details of that. What was the ratio? What is going on? What was the ratio of the win there? How come I can't see the ratio? That's weird.
Normally we can.
Oh. There we go. 22-1. That's a nice return.
It's a solid.
That is
It's a solid
really
investment.
Good. It's Ireland Day. Illegal object on the field. Yellow card.
It's not
Did
fair.
you watch the soccer game? Did you know the results of the soccer
Oh yeah,
game?
definitely. I've just been
hear the results out the window.
Yeah, I did. I just been I as you know, I moved the last weekend, so
you've been busy.
yeah, so it was one of the first times. I think it was yesterday was the first day I could actually just stay home and not leave the apartment, which was really nice. Because I've just been doing errand after errand after errand.
It's Tanya's birthday yesterday.
Yeah.
Had the day off. We watched the game.
So nice.
Yep. First Canada win ever.
Oh yeah.
Ever. I guess they suck normally.
Yeah. You know.
I don't care about sports, but it was fun to watch.
Oh yeah, it's also the cultural moment right now. Like everyone's talking about it. It's
Yes. Oh yeah, of course. First ever win. That's crazy. Yeah, we don't generally do well in soccer.
That's the thing.
So has this discussion swayed you at all? Or changed your mind at all, even a little bit?
It's given me some interesting things to reflect on. I think the derivative stuff AI does much better with. The original stuff it's challenges. And that was interesting seeing the examples of the games and really reflecting on that side of things is something.
Yeah.
And then I also think it's interesting, like the point that I brought up, which I was just sort of thinking through as we were talking, is like the sort of bandwidth that AI exists in, where it's like there's an impenetrable ceiling, but there's a higher floor, and that the temptation of sort of jumping on the thing as a developer is like you might be able to immediately get better results, but you reach a point where you can't get past that because you need to have built something from the ground up to move yourself there. And then also the thoughts around just process, right? That like really like a game development is a process, and it's interesting. A lot of the stories behind these AI developments have been this sort of attitude of like I'm in an airport, or
I'm in a coffee shop,
and I
banged out a game,
and I'm doing this,
2
and
minutes.
and it's interesting how like that's again indicative of that impenetrable ceiling and that low and that high
They're
floor.
not
where
willing
it's
to
like,
put in or don't have the time to make a game, so I don't think they're going to rise above the average beginner game.
And then and that you just sort of like thinking about like all the developers we talk to and just how much time it takes to go through this, and you can't accelerate that process. That's the interesting part. It's like you can sort of skip, but you can't really skip at the same time. It's kind of this interesting thing.
What I hope for is that if people use AI to start coding, it's going to prompt them to learn more about the system, about programming, about the intricacies of the system, and why it is hard to just tell AI to make a game.
Yeah.
And maybe it'll get them more into, oh, I can just do this with assembly or Atari Basic and get something quicker than AI, than having to correct it, and get more people interested in coding for the system. Will it result in that? Only time will tell. And Thrust says best will be limited by AI use and the money invested. I think right now
the
money is going to be holding people back.
I actually think money's a bit of an issue, to be honest. And I don't know personally, if I were to make a recommendation to people, I don't know if it's actually worth it, because I think you're robbing yourself of the knowledge you would learn.
And satisfaction too.
Yeah, the satisfaction. And this ultimately is a hobby that if you're lucky, you can make a bit of money at. If you're
lucky.
If you're very,
Fast. and lucky.
That's what I mean.
And
is
very
like,
good and creative. Yeah.
you know, it's like the best case scenario is you make a very modest little bit. You kind of, and I think that the joy of programming and the joy of game development and design is solving problems and figuring these things out and
being part of the community and sharing your discoveries and advancing the development of coding. And AI is at this point is not going to advance the development of coding for these systems. It's going to be derivative. It's going to copy existing things. It's not going to push things forward at this point.
And personally, where I think AI's role in the creative tech industry is an AI assistant to do a proofread of whatever you've done.
Yeah.
You've done something, or rapid prototyping. Yeah. I've got this idea of this visual. I'm going to get a prompt, roughly give me something. Okay, now I'm going to take this and build it to something else. I think using AI specific tools to assist in things that are laborious, difficult, and you could do, but you can get there faster and spend more time and efficiency on game development, design, the fundamentals of the piece.
I think that's its best use right now, and it's and the way you're going to make good games is to use it as a tool, like you use anything else, for getting through tedious, repetitive things. And there's lots of things in development that maybe not low level, but maybe in higher level or bigger games that you're going to have to get through, and AI is going to maybe speed that up. So using it as a tool is probably the best way to do it now.
And on the other side of the ethics as well, you might be losing a job, but also should a human being spend 60 hours a week arranging tree placements in a world, like there's sometimes there's certain tasks where you're like, wait,
wasting
this might be nice to automate this. And I think if you can identify the parts of game development that are really almost a human being shouldn't have to spend hundreds of hours doing this.
Working on the creative side, rather than making widgets side of things. That's a much better use for human creativity. And Nostalgic says it's artificial intelligence, not artificial innovation.
Absolutely.
Yeah, so I agree with you. It should be used to automate boring, repetitive tasks that don't just wasting your time and wasting anybody else's time that is being paid to do that. But also there has to be some way to not just have people starve in the street because of that.
That's right.
But that's a much bigger discussion, and a lot of people are going to be very divided on that, even more so than
I also
what
think
we're talking about.
There's an interesting thing that happens where AI has always existed in games in a way where there is procedural generation has been a part of that. There's something magical about a random generation of numbers, a random generation of like roguelikes of generating an area.
Computers are making decisions.
And I think that's always been connected to gaming, and that's an interesting thing where it's like there actually are things that that procedural generation can do that actually is the foundation of what makes certain genres. But it's interesting, there's a game called Dwarf Fortress that was drawn to my it's a very interesting procedural generation game, and
wasn't that a board game at first?
It was, and it's absolutely unbelievable how far they've taken procedural generation in terms of narrative. But what's interesting is that the people who are interested in procedural generation are really fascinated in that game, but a lot of people who've played that game reach this point where there's a kind of nihilistic existential sadness where you're it's procedural generating these chains of narratives, but you reach a point where you almost feel lonely. You've sort of gone down these chain of a chain of a chain of a chain, right? Where you're like, oh wait, these actually, it's amazing. It's creating a very sophisticated story, but it's almost better for a short experience. Over a long form, it starts to the fibers that connect them don't stop making sense after chains and chains and chains and chains and chains.
Right.
And so it's interesting to think of like procedural generation from a narrative point of view. You might be able to get a short form that is very effective.
It falls apart on a bigger scale.
And I think
and for us, most of that is man-made. Those procedural generations, those calculations are man-made.
That's right.
Maybe not the results because they're
but the parameters, the are defined,
are worked on by a human.
Yeah, and I think what's interesting is that's why I don't think we're gonna see like a feature film or a television show that is created and written narratively purely by AI.
They'll try.
Because
Hallmark will do it. Hallmark has so much to draw from. I bet they'd be the perfect demographic to use an AI generated script to make new one. Well, we've got Christmas. We've got a guy that's a farmer and a woman who's in a high-stress job and is visiting home for the holidays. It's the same story every time, so that's perfect for crap story generation.
But I think that the tough thing is that like short form will be challenging. They'll be challenging to sort of defend against, because I think there will be, but it's almost in my mind like how the temptation of AI is it's this quick.
Yes.
But as time goes on...
And the developers have said that over and over. I did this quick, I did this quick, I did this quick. And it's a quick hit of, I made a game.
I did. And it's like...
I think that will wear off.
Yeah.
It'd be like, oh, okay, everybody's made a game now. Okay, and they're all kind of,
Yeah, but as you go into longer form development, as you go into more complex systems, as you develop things, you're going to need a human defining these parameters, and you're going to need to have that side of things. So I think it's fast, cheap, and out of control.
Yes.
and that's sort of like almost every new technology has that quality to it,
It does. Maybe universities will start teaching AI prompt learning and
prompt engineering.
Engineering, which I'm sure that exists. There's online schools, I'm sure, of many of that right now.
Definitely, but
the bottom line, it's inevitable. It is happening. Mm-hmm. What form it'll take, we don't know. We just see what's happening right now. It's going to get better at doing what it does. And
I'm stoked that there could be indie developers who can use AI tools to help them with the things that, like, in the way that I was just saying, like, you're not going to see better movies by having a 4K camera, but now people who couldn't have done something now can, and that's where I think AI is exciting, is it can bridge a gap where it's like I can't actually generate like an entire terrain of all this stuff hand placed, but I can use these tools to get me there, so I can focus on the higher level important design. Like AI for beta testing, it does massive amounts of joystick inputs, all of them, and if it goes out of bounds, it like reports it to you. Yeah, and then you go, oh, how did it go out of bounds? Use that tracing. It's like, oh, if you jump on this spot, there's a break in the wall, and my programming didn't take into account that. There's things like that where it can take like development time from, a year to maybe 8 months, because this tool is able to speed things up. Yeah. It doesn't take away from the creativity, doesn't take away from your knowledge of the system or anything like that, but it takes repetitive or long things that take a long time and shortens them up. So you can focus on that other things, but you're not going to be able to skip over the phase of how to make a game, how to do all this stuff. Yeah. And as I said, I'm gonna want somebody, no matter what, who understands this from the ground up. And it's called fuzzing exists without AI. Okay. Yeah. But could AI put ammo on the moon? I bet it could have. But I think like anything that's fast, cheap, and out of control, and junk food is, you got to be careful how you relate to that. And I think every person's individual relationship to it, it's kind of your choice. It's like, do you want to skip over some of these phases and maybe get to a result faster? Yeah. And there's it's like, why are you doing this? And luckily, what are you doing this for? Why are you programming? And luckily, this community is not in it for the money, because there is no money or very little money. And if there is money, it's super rare, and you have to be the elite of the elite, and you're probably not going to get there with AI at the moment, or even in a year or so.
So I don't think it's going to result in a glut of people doing it, other than at first to say they did it.
That's right. And I would be very interested to hear if people can identify areas that they can use it as a tool. That's interesting to me. I don't personally have much interest in playing a game that's been generated by someone who has no idea how a game is designed or works, and now they vomited something out. I mean,
it's not going to be a good game.
It's kind of fun to look at for a moment, but I mean, that's not gonna be my favorite game probably.
Yeah.
And you can skip over a process. Like, design is an iterative process that you have to go through.
It is, yeah, and 10 prompts may feel like iteration, but it doesn't result in a good game necessarily.
You can't skip over that, and eventually your Claude subscription will run out, and
right.
and you'll
then where will you be?
And you'll maybe go back and fix it, but you probably won't. You know?
No, because you run out of credits. You're out of tokens. So thanks for tuning in today for this lively discussion, and thank you everybody in the chat for contributing their opinions and information about AI. I've been wanting to do this episode for quite a while, since I saw the emergence of AI, and I wanted to wait a little bit till there were some more AI games that we could look at for examples of where it could take us in the future. And now there's a decent handful, a dozen or so actual playable games you can play. So check them out.
I think not anytime soon, but a year, 2, 3 years from now, if there's, maybe we revisit this if there's more games that have been done and more stuff. But I'm not interested in doing this tomorrow. But I think but maybe we'll revisit this topic if something new happens, or honestly, if enough new things happen to justify
that we can't ignore.
You know, it'd be interesting to come back and do this. But for now,
so in short, we're turning into an AI only stream. No.
But for now, this is where it's at, and we will see what the hell happens next.
Yeah, we will see. That's for sure. So thanks everybody in the chat.
Thank you all for
Nostalgic, Vitoko, Gamma, Dev, Dan, AVC, Zoomy Ball, 8-Bit Poet, Proc FL for making an AI game.
Dude, thank you for putting yourself out there. And also jumping on chat to let us know and
talk about your perspective on things. It was great. Ivory Tower Collections, Splendid Nut, Philip Meyer, Carl G. And I know John Champeau was in there way back as well. I remember that. So have a great week. Speaking about something playable, how about yours? Had no time. No time.
That's
I was on vacation. I've been catching up with things. There was renovations before that. Renos are done. Things are calming down. It's very hot out, which doesn't make me want to program. And in general, programming does slow down. Develop in the summer just goes to a crawl. So I have to get creative with shows like this.
Yeah.
This wasn't because of things going crawl. Wrong priorities. You're absolutely right. I love developing games, and I love developing an assembly without AI assistance. I do want to finish my game. I need to. I had a mental hurdle with my kernels and having to expand my kernel to take into account multiple objects I need to pick up and multiple players. But I've wrapped my head around it, and I just have to put it into code. So that's where I'm at, and I've been saying that for a while. But
keep poking them. Keep them accountable to you.
That's right. Keep me accountable so you can eventually play my game, and then I can get on my third game. Yeah. I always look forward to the games after, not the one I'm on.
That's a challenge of life that people experience more often than not. You know.
Get AI. Hey, I could just get AI to do it.
Wait a second.
Let's see. Does it know about Flickr and Flickr management? And no. So have a great weekend. Stay cool. Stay safe. And we will see you on Tuesday with more awesome homebrew games.
See you all soon.
Bye everyone.